Let me click on the link, and I just said it. So, wow, not the smartest cat in the room. I'll tell you right now. We are live. This is hashtag It's Just Wrestling, guys. For those of you that have been a long time watcher of my streams, you used to come to the call-in shows. We stood with these quite a bit back in the WWE 2K14 days and the WWE 13 days with online matches and all that good stuff back on the 360. We stopped doing them because 15 and 16 suck to play online. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I like the games personally. Just the online is just not my gimmick. We're going to be streaming tonight, taking your calls, talking about SummerSlam. You can ask us any questions. Joining me is Not As Fan, at Not As Fan. You guys can subscribe to his YouTube channel at youtube.com/sports gaming universe. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you, Toby?
I'm doing all right. It's a busy day. I just spent 3 hours with my little cousins who adore me, and they literally want my attention the whole time I'm there. Like, I literally go just to hang out with them. They're like, D is 7 and J is like 3, so they're very hyper. So I've been playing basketball for 3 hours, man. I was doused in sweat just out playing on a kid's hoop and everything. So I'm excited to talk some wrestling.
Let's do that.
I think, you know what, I'm going to drop this. I'm not going to say anything, but we are going to be, let's just say Friday morning, we're going to be boarding a plane. And that's all I'm going to say. Maybe I get to take a peek at what's going on for WWE in New York at SummerSlam. I'm pretty excited.
Wait, you do? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm going out to see my boy Grimm's Toy Show. We are going out to do something, which is going to be brought to you by WRESTLECRATE, which if you want to get a WRESTLECRATE of your very own, don't use my code anymore because I actually work for WRESTLECRATE. I'm actually wearing the King of Crate style shirt, so don't use my code Tubby anymore. But tonight only, if you've never subscribed to WRESTLECRATE, if you're watching this on YouTube later, the code may have ended already. It's going to end tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Normally when you sign up, you get 10% off if you have a discount code. But because of Kenny Omega, if you guys know who Kenny Omega is, if you don't, hashtag the Elite Bullet Club, one of the best wrestlers, and a guy I would love to be in the WWE, won the G1 26. The Climax tournament over in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and we previously had him in our WrestleCrates. Earlier this year, we had his autograph and a t-shirt in separate boxes. So in honor of that, if you use the code G126, if you're a new subscriber, you will get 10% off your first crate for August, which is guaranteed this month to have 2 exclusive t-shirts. That's the hints we dropped over at WrestleCrates.
Wait, 2?
2. There's 2. There's 2.
Oh.
There's 2 guaranteed shirts. So the crate, the ultimate crate. The Ultimate Crate alone sells for $29.99, and you're getting 2 shirts. If you value the shirts around $15 to $20 a piece, boom, that's covered. And there's more items in the crate, which I can't divulge, but there's going to be 2 shirts, something we wanted to try. So we're going to do that. You guys can sign up. But if you use that code tonight only, you will get a free Kenny Omega autograph in addition to that. But that code only works until 6 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. So I just wanted to give you guys that heads up. Don't use my code. Use that code. You will get a free Kenny Omega autograph in your first box. And if you order by tomorrow, you will get August crates, which will ship out around the 25th to the 27th of August. So we're going to
excuse me,
take some tweets. If you guys want to join in, you can follow me at TubbyEmo, at NotAsFan, hashtag It's Just Wrestling. So now SummerSlam's coming up. We've had some build. Yeah. I got to ask you this. Did you watch the SmackDown wardrobe malfunction?
That was that this week? Nah, I saw the first fall start the week before.
And you did not watch it.
I got it on my. You know what? I got it on my DVR. I'm gonna find it right now.
All right.
I heard about it. I saw your tweets about it.
Yeah, you'll want to check it out because it was officially announced that it was the most popular clip. I mean, it's a wardrobe malfunction and it's YouTube, so you're gonna get some clickbait on this. Had 3.5 million views. I have been a big proponent of Eva Marie's booking. Eva Marie, who everybody chants she can't wrestle. When she first came in, she couldn't. She had no training. She went to eventually train with the Brian Kendrick, was down at the NXT Performance Center. I thought she did a good job at NXT. Too many suplexes for my liking, but she can work on that. But ultimately, Eva Marie now is being booked to come out and not wrestle, and people are getting upset about that. But you see Becky Lynch that first week, right? She was kind of fired up. She was kind of like pissed off. She wanted to fight, and the match didn't happen. Well, the next week, she came out, Eva Marie. She had the wardrobe malfunction. Becky was laughing, but then Becky realized she no longer had a match. and she's like, I got drafted to SmackDown. I want to fight. And because of that, Alexa Bliss comes out, and Alexa Bliss debuts and beats her.
Nice.
So by Eva Marie not wrestling, we got a fiery Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss's debut, all from somebody who people say can't wrestle. So I think it's great booking. I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on this. If you want to call in and talk Eva Marie right now, I'm gonna keep the show a little segmented. We're gonna take some of your questions, but if you want to talk Eva Marie only, you can call in right now, 619-618-0268. I'd love to get a discussion going. I want to know what you think of Eva Marie's booking in the WWE. If you're a fan, if you're not a fan, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. We're going to take these calls on Skype. Let me tweet out that we are taking calls officially right now. Man, what do you got going on?
I got the match queued up right now. Here comes her entrance.
All right, you're going to check this out. Man, what are you doing over on your channel these days?
A little bit of everything. For the WWE fans, I'm doing my career, which is not very well watched, but I have a lot of fun doing. Rufus Duke, he's been a heel all this time, and he's in the process of trying to go face slowly.
I got you.
But a lot of MLB The Show. There'll be a lot of Madden coming up in less than a week here.
I know that's what you were a little worried about, right? Because we're getting on.
I'm a lot worried about that. Yeah,
we're getting on a plane Friday, and this is one of your biggest games of the year besides baseball. And I know you were telling me, like, I think this is why we kind of delayed going Fridays, because you want Madden. Right. You want to make sure you have Madden on your console.
Exactly. It's EA access, so it's got to be downloaded. And I have learned long ago not to trust hotel Wi-Fi. So,
what if maybe there's a good Starbucks? Maybe you can set up a games page. Why don't this is
oh
perfect.
No, there's gonna have to be a good Starbucks, because I'll be uploading stuff from Starbucks. I guarantee you. I've already done that gimmick on the road. Starbucks has the best Wi-Fi out there. It's as good as my Wi-Fi right here.
All right,
it's like 12.
What is going on, 484?
Oh, no, looks like we lost it. No. Oh, what's up, 484? What's up?
What's going on, Tubby Emo? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. All right, I got to ask you, Eva Marie's booking, what are your thoughts on it?
I thought it's been kind of cool over the last couple of years, really, especially the NXT stuff, especially, as you spoke about before, like her getting trained by Brian Kendrick. I think she gets a lot of unnecessary flack that I don't think she really deserves. I think Eva, she may not be the best wrestler. She's not a Sasha Banks. She's not like the greatest women's wrestler, but I still feel like people don't give her the credit that she deserves, because look at all the great things that have happened since she's been around and involved the storylines.
Yeah, it really is. And that's the point that I wanted to drive home to people was you're not using Eva Marie to get herself over. You're using Eva Marie in a booking sense that helps other people. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. Because Becky has been in this. I mean, would you agree that Becky has done nothing since the breakup with the team? Like, Becky's kind of like, right, she fought Natalya, but that's pretty much been it.
Yeah.
She's been in a hole, and now she's like all pissed off and fired. Now, what happens with Alexa Bliss? Do we have Becky Lynch versus her, or does Alexa Bliss step up? I mean, where do you see Eva Marie's booking going from here? People have thrown out some crazy speculations. Where do you see Eva Marie's booking going from here?
I don't even know, because one thing I have to say, because over the years, like you and Tony and all of the guys, like I grew up watching your videos, and it's just now hearing now you're saying, well, I don't really look at like the dirt sheets as much. I kind of want to have a positive attitude on wrestling. So now I don't even know what to think of what's next for her. I just know most likely I feel like she's entertaining whatever she does now. Not necessarily in the ring. I mean, just the segments that she's a part of is always something entertaining in a weird way.
It really
so
is.
I don't really know what to expect.
It really is. I've seen some people. I gotta go and find the tweet now. As I'm taking off. I'm adjusting Skype here on some of these screens. I think that I gotta find the tweet. Somebody has got to find this Eva Marie tweet. I'm guessing if you look it up, they put some crazy thing where she looked into the future and she knew something was gonna happen. I don't get why people hate it so much. I mean, if you have a person that you know people are going to chant, you can't wrestle, what better way to troll them than to never let her wrestle? I think it's
not
great.
Bad. It's not bad at all.
It kind of stops the haters before, so it's almost like when people, all the smart marks on the internet want to be like, oh, I know what's coming next, well, then you kind of just swerve on and be like, we're going to go this direction anyway, because you thought you knew what was going on.
Yeah, just never let her. If I'm being honest, I would keep letting her do her thing. And I said this for the longest time. I would have loved to have Nia Jax be on the same show, win the championship, and have Nia lay down for Eva. What better way to piss off the fans and get heat than to have Eva Marie for 2 months come out, oh, I can't wrestle, and then she's just handed the title. Because ultimately, what I thought would happen was you could have Eva keep pissing off Nia, and eventually you want to see Nia beat the living hell out of Eva.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. But any final thoughts on Eva? Who would you like to see Eva face in her first match on the live WWE programming?
Oof. I don't know. I feel like the Becky match is something I would want to see, but I don't really know. Because Eva Marie, she can go. Like I said, I don't think she gets enough credit for that. But I don't really have any ideal matches I want to see her in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an ideal one. But I really do appreciate the call. Do you have anything you want to shout out? You have a YouTube, Twitter, or anything you want to shout out to the people?
Oh, can I shout out my YouTube?
Yeah, go for it, man. Shout it out.
So yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Gamer Central, one word, and we do a bunch of awesome stuff, a bunch of awesome games, and we do universe mode and some really cool stuff. We also have a podcast, so you guys go check that out. And once again, but thank you, Toby, so much. I just want to say this before I go. If it wasn't for the stuff you've done over the years, there wouldn't be my team wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for all the stuff that you've done. So I just want to thank you for that.
No, I really appreciate it. I should have asked you because I know exactly who you are once you said Gamer Central. I was like, oh, duh, right on Twitter because you always tweet me. So I really do appreciate that. I really do take that compliment to heart. So you guys go check out his YouTube, man. Gamer Central on YouTube. Thanks for calling in, my dude. And you have a wonderful night.
You too,
Great first call, man.
Peace out.
Great
first call. That's the kind of stuff we want to do. If you're calling into the show, bring that kind of excitement, man. Bring that. Oh, my phone. I got to sign out of Skype on my phone really quick.
Yeah, I noticed it was kind of messing with mine too.
So here's what happened. I originally set up the Skype video, Matt, to have you on there. But when I accepted a call, their number was on the screen for a short 10 seconds. So I had to readjust the Skype video. So you're not on. I have to remember to adjust it when we take these calls because their number pops up. So just remind me as we do this. All right, let's take another call. Add him in. What's up, 908? Who are we speaking to? All right, thanks for the call, man. See, this is what's pissing me off, man. I'm just gonna have to take you off video, Matt, because it keeps changing.
That's fine.
The numbers, it's putting on left and right. And I'm trying to keep people's privacy lit up here. Save screen, yes, we'll save that. I'll just take off Matt for right now. All right, we got another call here. What is up? What is up, 718?
What's up? My name is Jordan Ramsey.
What's up, Jordan? How you doing tonight?
I've been watching you since 2012, and this is really excited. I'm talking to Tubby Emu.
The one and the only.
It. I can't believe you stuck through all the breaks. Man, there's been a lot of breaks lately. I've been working over at WRESTLECRATE, been working on a lot of other projects. So the fact that some people stuck around, man, that's pretty entertaining. All right, I gotta ask your thoughts. What do you think about Eva Marie's booking in the WWE so far?
I think they booking her kind of good for my liking.
Yeah, right. What is the favorite thing about it? Is it the fact that she's not wrestling? The fact that the fans are getting ticked off? What do you like about it? What makes you go, okay, I understand why they're doing it?
Well, I think try to build her up as the next
not wrestling. The fact that
next Eva Marie herself.
Yeah, can we all agree that she looks like she should be in the ring? She looks absolutely phenomenal. She has put in the work. I mean, my God, when she gets up on that turnbuckle and does the little kiss thing, that is such a good move. It's awesome. Let me sign out of Skype on my phone really quick. I didn't do it, and now my phone keeps vibrating every time people call in. I do want to also switch it to put it on the phone so that way people know when we are on the phone. All right, who is your dream match for Eva now? She's been booked like this a couple times. Where do you see Eva going, and who would you like to see Eva face?
What's your color? Probably Carmella.
See, that wouldn't be bad, because it would be she could go up against Carmella and get Carmella over. I would like that a lot more than like Carmella versus Natalya. I think that would serve over a lot better. I think that's a great way. That's a great thing to bring into the discussion. Nadiz, what do you think of Carmella? Are you a fan of Carmella?
Yeah, I'm all right with Carmella.
The Queen of Staten Island. Like,
That's right.
I like her. I'm a huge fan of Carmella. Who do you think comes out on top on that? Do you think they book it in Eva's favor to kind of get heat on Carmella and Eva, or do you think they would just do a one-off? How would you like to see it go down if she faces Carmella?
Well, I think Carmella and Eva Marie both need it.
Right. Now, let me ask you this, because some fans don't have patience, and I understand it, man. We all want the people that are pushed. Would you agree that a face, or I'll just say a good person, I don't want to keep using the insider terms all the time, but would you agree that you kind of want to be the underdog? It'd be good for Eva to get some sort of a cheap victory, because then Carmella has something to strive for, right? You don't just want to be on TV with no goal. Because when is the first SmackDown pay-per-view? Is that the one right in September? When is the next? Is it?
Yes, September is Backlash.
Yeah, and I saw their new logo, which I actually kind of dug. Let me pull this up really quick. So it's Backlash. The next pay-per-view, where she'll probably have her debut match, because I don't know if it'll be at SummerSlam, is on September 11th, 2016. Coming back after a 7-year absence. All right, just tell me straight up, how would you see Carmella and Eva going down? Just give me your booking for it.
Well, I think what's the color? If they do it, I think it's going to be Eva Marie going to cost Carmella a match.
Okay. Yeah.
With somebody.
Yeah, it would be kind of interesting to see Becky come out, like somebody. Either way, I think. Would you? Hey, let me ask you this really quick, because I kind of forgot about this. I was going to ask everybody about this later. Do you think Carmella should be with Big Cass and Enzo, or do you think she's fine on her own on SmackDown?
Nah, she needs them.
She needs them. Do you think that's do people not want to see her wrestle, or is it the boys need her as kind of hype, or because I think they're pretty over by themselves.
Yeah, but she definitely needs them together.
All right, Matt.
I'd say she probably needs them more than they need her.
I would agree with that. I think she's done pretty good on SmackDown, because the first week she got attacked from behind, and the next week Natalya comes running out again, and she caught her. Which I like the fact that they're doing little slight changes each week. But I'm excited for it. So somebody's going to cost her the match, get the win at Backlash, and we'll see where it goes from there. All right, you want to shout out your YouTube, Twitter again?
Shout out my YouTube?
Yeah, you shout out YouTube, Twitter. Anything you want to shout out, man, go for it.
All right, what's the color? My name on YouTube is Fire Wolf Jordan Ramsey. I'm going to be doing a lot of 2K wrestling, gaming, anime, Dragon Ball, superhero, all the type of stuff to imitate my YouTube community.
So let me ask you this: you got to be a CM Pulse fan with anime and Dragon Ball Z, and
Yeah.
you got to be.
I am.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Once you brought up those two, I'm like, yeah, that's a CM Pulse guy right there.
How can you not be a CM Pulse fan? Come
Really?
on.
Hashtag IG show. It's a great show. All right, man. I really do appreciate you calling, and you have a wonderful
But
night.
this is really awesome. I'm talking to Tubby Emu.
Yeah, I really appreciate the call. This is a great discussion. This is the kind of stuff I love to do.
Because back in 2012, this was Money in the Bank time. I found you on YouTube.
That's crazy to me. Just to
That's
think
like
about
4 years right there.
just thinking like when people show. Oh, I see Nodis opening up a beer.
Am I back on?
No, you're not on
Oh.
screen. You can't see it. But I really appreciate that. And let me ask you this. What do you – because I'm changing up my channel quite a bit. You know, I'm looking at the pay-per-views, stuff like this. We're going in a different direction of the channel. What's your favorite thing that I do? Like, just honestly, even if I stop it, what's something that you think I should continue and I shouldn't make an excuse and continue? What's your favorite thing?
I remember watching your predictions when you was live streaming on YouTube in 2012. Man, that brought me into your YouTube channel, and from 2013, I made I asked my sister to make myself a YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's
from that.
That's awesome, dude.
I'm thinking you brought me into the wrestling community.
That's
because
awesome,
of that.
dude. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. That's humbling. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I saw you on YouTube. I was watching you. I was playing my game. I'm still a gamer. I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm going to be a gamer. And because of you, I'm thinking you apart from my heart. I'm going to be the perfect YouTuber from you.
See, there's no such thing as perfect YouTuber, and I can tell you this right now, man. Do the stuff you enjoy. Do the stuff that you truly are passionate about. Like this stuff right now that it's taken me a while, but I truly love talking wrestling like this. You know, I kind of got sick of all the stuff we used to do, and the radio-esque stuff is where I want to go. Like this is two great back-to-back callers, so I really do appreciate it. We're gonna take some more because the phone lines are ringing off the hook. But thank you so much for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
I hope I can talk to you soon.
For sure, man. We're gonna be doing a lot of live calls, so make sure to keep up, and you can call back in some other time.
You're gonna be seeing Firewolf Jordan Ramsey everywhere on YouTube, man. I'm going to be everywhere. Trust me.
Awesome, man. All right, I appreciate you calling in, and we'll talk to you next time, my dude.
Thanks, Hubby.
Yep, peace out, man. All right, I want to look at this really quick because I want to find her actual comments, and then we're gonna jump off of E. Marie and move on to SummerSlam. Becky actually
You're gonna jump off Eva Marie.
Yeah, come on. You know where we're going with that.
Uh-huh.
She's dude, I'm sorry. She's in my top 5 looks wise in WWE. And like I'm not trying to objectify why. There's
I don't blame you there. She doesn't exactly do it for me, but I understand.
There's something about Eva Marie, just a gorgeous woman. Like she knows what she's doing, and that's what I like. Maybe we'll see in the wrestling ring. I trust the Brian Kendrick. All right, let's take another call. 617, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, Chubby, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You want to shout out your YouTube and Twitter or anything before we get started?
Sure. It's at Levac021702.
Awesome. All right, let's finish it up. You're the last call we're going to take on Eva Marie. What are your honest thoughts on Eva Marie's booking? Are you a fan? Are you not a fan? Are you giving it the thumbs up or the thumbs down?
I'm a big fan. Her entrance is fantastic.
The audio. We haven't even touched on the audio. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, that's insane.
Do you like it because it's over the top and just stupidly dumb? Like,
yeah, and it gives her a lot of heat because people already hate her so much, and it just makes you hate her even more.
Yeah, I would agree. It's just there's something that they're doing is awesome. Now let me ask you this: we've asked the previous callers, who do you think her first actual match in the WWE is going to be against on the main roster? Is it going to be against Becky or somebody else?
I do think it will be against Becky.
Becky. And who's going to win? Do you give Eva the cheap heat in her when she finally debuts and pulls a victory over her, or do you let Becky just shut it down?
I think maybe they'd have a series of matches, and Eva would win the first one with like some heel tactics, and then Becky would get her win back.
See, that's good booking, and I'm glad you brought that up. I don't think there's really necessarily a right or wrong way to book these days, but it's definitely a lot better when the face is chasing that victory because they're the underdog. You want them to fight for something, and when you have somebody like Eva, I want to know this. What's the dirty tactic that Eva's going to use? What is she going to do? Honestly, I was trying to think about this because we have had 2 people now say it. How do you let Eva Marie get that first victory?
Coming off the top of my head, maybe she would like pay off the ref, maybe. Something like that, or like 2 feet on the rope, something like that. Just like a common heel tactic.
Yeah, she just randomly mid-match flashes the ref, and he's like, "Oh hell yeah, 1, 2, 3, boom," and that's it. I don't know if they'd go that far. Heel tactic. That's what I would do. I would let Eva Marie get the first victory, especially because if she doesn't fight all the way up till Backlash and then she gets a victory, that's gonna piss some people off. But the last thing I want to ask you this: we asked the first caller this. What do you see happening next? Where do you keep booking Eva? Because do you keep having stuff happen, or do you let her fight, or do you wait for the pay-per-view?
Maybe I'd have her be like just fighting on the pay-per-views, and like kind of treat them like big matches, but they really not. It's kind of like a joke, but I'm not really sure. But
I'm glad you brought that up.
because the women's roster is really thin, so like the only real established faces on the roster are like Becky and Carmella, and Carmella's not even that established. She just got established in NXT. She's not established on SmackDown. So like Becky's like the only established face.
Yeah.
So I guess Carmella would be next.
Yeah, and I really like the fact that Becky, and when Becky had the outrage against Eva Marie, like when she's like, I was drafted to SmackDown, I want to fight. And you want to fight, right? You got drafted to SmackDown. This is the second week in a row you're getting the end of the stick. And then Alexa Bliss comes out. I think it's a way for Becky to kind of brush off a loss. Like, you lost to Alexa Bliss, but you weren't expecting to face her. It gives plausible deniability for why she lost. And I think that's what makes sense. Do you like Alexa Bliss?
I love Alexa Bliss. I watch NXT every week, and she just put amazing work in down there. Her transformation from her as a face wasn't too good, but then she turned heel with Blake and Murphy, and it was just amazing. Her heel work was one of the best I've ever seen, and she has improved so much since last year to right now. It's phenomenal.
It really is. She's doing a great job. All right, you want to shout out your YouTube and Twitter again, my dude?
Yep. My Twitter is Levesque021702.
All right, man. Thank you very much for calling in. I appreciate it. And you have a wonderful night.
Okay, have a good night, Tubby.
Peace.
Bye.
Another great call.
Yeah, I'm dominating the conversation now. So you can jump in at any time if you got questions that I'm kind of stuffing down the barrel here. We're kind of
that's good. You steer the ship. I'll chime in once in a while.
All right, so let me pull up the SummerSlam card. Let's shift to SummerSlam now and talk SummerSlam. Let's keep up these kind of discussions. If you guys are looking to call in, have these kind of questions, man. Let's look at the SummerSlam card right now, coming up this Sunday, next Sunday, or I guess it's technically this Sunday if it's already Sunday. Going to be brought to you by
from today.
A week from today.
It'll be going on right now next week.
Right during the show. We have 9 matches announced right now. We have Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler, John Cena versus AJ Styles, Rusev versus Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, The New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Enzo and Big Cass versus Jericho and Owens, and The Miz versus Apollo Crews. This is a stacked card.
Yes, it is.
On paper, this is the new generation card. This is... I'll be honest with you. On paper, this is better than WrestleMania to me.
Yeah, it's looking good. And can I just say that I've been saying to you and to others forever, now that they got the network, why don't they ever run long on their pay-per-views? And they seem to finally be listening to me.
Yeah, right. We brought that up. And then
it's like, why not take advantage of that? You don't have to be done at any certain time.
They started the last pay-per-view, didn't they? End the last pay-per-view, like the Roman Reigns match. It started at like 9:55, and everybody's like, oh,
yeah,
yo, let's go. I dig it.
Well, and that was like WrestleMania too. I don't think they ever announced how long it was going to be. We're like, wow, this is running long.
Can I just say how long it was to be there in person?
Oh, I'm sure it was. And do you think SummerSlam will be any different? I doubt it.
Haven't
they already announced it's going to be long?
Have they announced it's 4 hours? Or is it,
I think so.
What time?
I heard that somewhere a while back.
What time is? Let me see what time SummerSlam is actually starting, and let me read the. Hey, do you want to do me a favor?
I think they said 7 Eastern. I believe is what it said.
All right, let me pull this up. Hey, Nice, do you want to do me a favor? I know. Are you recording Rufus right now?
I am.
All right.
What's up?
Once you're done, do you just want to kind of monitor the chat for me and kind of be the guy that feeds me the questions?
Yeah, I can do that. Sorry, I got a match versus Taker right now. So
no, you're good. Let me. I was trying to bring in. We normally would have Breezy as a social media ambassador.
That's right.
I love my homie Breezy. I don't know how Breezy has dealt with this. Can I just ask you this, Nodis? We both live in an apartment. Do your fire alarms go off? Ever like when the batteries get low?
In my actual apartment, yeah, it's happened before.
It's annoying as hell, right?
I actually couldn't get it to, like, I had an older model and I couldn't get it to stop one day, so I actually had to get them to replace it.
Yeah, see,
Like I went and bought batteries thinking that was it. Nah, that wasn't it.
When we first moved into our new apartment, that happened, and it wouldn't stop. It kept going on for hours, and my mom was so pissed off. I was getting pissed off. Breezy lives with that.
Ugh.
Non-stop for a year, and I love Breezy to death, man. You guys got to check out Breezy Flash on YouTube. He's the homie. But let's open it up now. Let's talk some SummerSlam. We'll take a look at some of your calls. Let me look at Twitter right now. Let me see what the gimmick over on Twitter is. Thanks for the shout out, Talking Jack. Eva Marie isn't getting the most views. Isn't Eva Marie getting the most views going back on the women's revolution? Like models equals views. I would somewhat kind of. I get what people are saying. Like, it's a wardrobe malfunction. But that shouldn't have been the purpose. The purpose was Alexa Bliss debuted and won.
Yeah.
And Becky Lynch did great. So that's kind of where I want to keep that kind of discussion on that one. Everybody's bringing up Chuck from the old stream. Make Chuck great again. Who doesn't know? Let me see if I actually have. I think there's Make Chuck Great Again shirts. I don't know if there is. I will drop a link into this one. We do have, if you are a fan, you can get the King of Talking Style Let's Discuss Wrestling t-shirt. Or if you join the live streams, you can get that King of Talking Style mug, and you can sit there and talk with us. There's a couple different shirt designs over there if you guys want to check it out. I've never got one printed myself. It could end up crappy at the design. I don't know. I like it personally. But let's take the call, 619-618-0268, as I'll put the number back on screen here and start taking some of these calls. Let's see. Let me grab this one. Whoops. Apparently that one won't let me add. What is up? How are you doing tonight, 917? All right, who are we talking to?
Hey, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You have a YouTube, Twitter, anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, I got a YouTube channel. It's called Macho Dude RR. Just look it up, and you'll see one of my videos on there.
Awesome. All right.
Macho Dude.
Dude. There's a Macho Man poster behind me from the Headlock comic team. Love that poster. All right, what do you want to talk about SummerSlam? We got SummerSlam coming up this Sunday. What's something that you want to talk about?
I want to discuss Roman Reigns' shift down the card, him competing for the United States Championship against Rusev. He's been on the main of, ever since, 2014, mid-2014, 2015, he's been skyrocketed up to the main event. He's won the WWE Championship 3 times. I believe he's been Tag Team Championship before. He's been the most pushed guy since, I guess, John Cena. I'm not too sure. And now, suddenly, he's back down the card, competing for the U.S. Championship. Personally, I think it's a good thing, because if you've noticed his promo on Raw, he seems a lot more relaxed, a lot more calm, a lot more confident, and he seems like he knows what he's doing, unlike for a couple months back, he just seemed a little shaky, seemed a little nervous, as if the whole world was on his back, because it's hard carrying a company. Now he's got that shift down the card. I feel like he's going to do much better. And if you've also watched Raw, you'll notice that a lot of the crowd was actually cheering for Roman Reigns. So I think this is a really good thing.
It really is, because I will say this right now, the greatest thing going in WWE right now is Rusev. I'm just going to say, Rusev, this dude, cut weight, is looking phenomenal. I will say no to that. How awesome is Rusev? What are your thoughts on Rusev? I'm going to touch on Roman Reigns a little bit, but are you digging what Rusev's selling right now?
Oh, yeah. I love Rusev. I love him. I love his monster heel reign, especially the one back last year before he was beaten by John Cena. I also love the U.S. Open Challenge. But, yeah, Rusev is great, and I think giving him – I believe that giving the United States Championship back to him and having that whole monster heel run again is a good thing for not only him but for the show in general, keeping things fresh and just keeping it, entertaining, which is the most important thing when it comes to wrestling. That's to entertain. A lot of people will go around saying, oh, it's selling, yada, yada, yada. But really when it comes down to it, it is entertainment.
And that's what he's doing. I mean, he's coming out. This dude used to wrestle barefoot. He's got the boots now. Lana's doing good. He's being very protective of his wife, which I love.
Yeah.
They're really doing a good job about that. And it'll be interesting to see where it goes because, like you brought up earlier, with Roman sliding down the card, I'm still looking at it as, yeah, he is kind of sliding down the card, but the way WWE is kind of booking stuff now, especially with the shows, is you don't necessarily have to be on every show or in every big thing. And it almost seems like they are kind of going in that episodic way that everybody kind of gets their big shots now. You got Finn getting a shot. You have Seth Rollins going back on top. And Roman is in a great spot for the U.S. title.
I agree.
I don't know if I'm a huge fan of the fact that they just switched his color to red. I still would like to see this cat in some wrestling gear, personally. I think that would help because the Shield stuff is just kind of stuck around a little bit. I have no problem with Roman in general. I think it would throw people off if at SummerSlam he came out in actual wrestling gear. And that would make people...
I agree. I remember back last year when he was being pushed to the top. I used to hate Roman Reigns like crazy, man. Like, I used to hate him a lot. Now he's kind of growing on me. But I remember joking about how, Roman Reigns is delusional, how he thinks he's still in the Shield, while Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose kind of moved on from all of that.
Yeah, he has done, and I will say this, since he's came back, I don't know if it's his beard that I like, or like you said, he just seems more relaxed. He seems more confident. And if they do this right, I mean, let me ask you this. Who do you think should win at SummerSlam, or where do you see this going right at SummerSlam?
Let's see. Roman Reigns. Okay, so it started off with Roman Reigns coming out being this big badass. Then he goes on cutting a really cool promo against Rusev, yada, yada, yada. Knowing WWE, I feel like they're going to give Roman Reigns the win, but it can either go two ways. Here's how I think. Two scenarios. One, Rusev will lock the accolade on Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns will pass out. Two, somehow Rusev will escape the match, cheat tactic, he'll leave, I don't know, but Rusev will get out of there some way, somehow, and continue on the feud till, I don't know, Survivor Series or something like that.
Yeah, I think we brought this up with the call earlier that I do think that if whoever Eva Marie faces, she should get the win on him. She keeps avoiding matches and then somehow she wins. Rusev coming out of a victory in a dirty fashion maybe gets people on Roman Reigns' side a little bit more because, like you said, he was kind of getting cheered at Raw the past 2 weeks. So what better way than to have the mega heel Rusev slide him back down the card, let people start to like the more relaxed Roman, and then you can slowly re-elevate him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 3-month deal, building him up and finally takes him.
Because he is selling, and this is something that people have to realize. Like a lot of people may not like him, but the women that come to the show love him. You talk to a lot of the rest guys were talking about this, and they were like, man, you talk to the women, they're like, why are people booing Roman? This is a good looking cat. And I'll be honest with you, I think Roman, I can't believe I'm saying cat so much. Who's the guy that actually says cat? I can't think. He podcasts. I can't think who
Stone
says
Cold.
Is it Stone Cold that says yeah. He's a good looking cat. I'll be honest with you, I think he's got the potential, like Nadas just said. You let him be where he is for 3 months, and then eventually I would love to see a champion versus champion match if Seth or somebody else is champion. And try to elevate that to realize, okay, I was at the top of the card, I went back down, I got that U.S. title, now I want to step back up. And not necessarily cash in the belt, because you can't cash in the belt, this isn't TNA, but I think it would be a great way to utilize him. I really do appreciate it. This has been a great discussion. This is what every call tonight has had such substance. What is your personal match that you think is going to just steal the show at SummerSlam? What's the one match you're looking forward to the most?
Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
All right, I'll ask you this before we let you go. Who is winning and who is going to become the first ever WWE Universal Champion?
Hard pick. Seth Rollins is my favorite wrestler on the roster right now, but I think it would be a smarter choice to have Finn Balor win the Universal Championship, despite being on the main roster only for about a month or so, because it is the new era. You're trying to push new. They didn't bring back the big gold World Heavyweight Championship. They're making a new title, the Universal Championship. They brought Roman Reigns down the card. John Cena's on SmackDown. You got all these new talent, new intro, new ring, new. And I think the good way to just kind of cement that new into this new era, I said new a lot, is to have Finn Balor win the Universal Championship.
And I'm going to add this. AJ Styles couldn't get the job done. What better way than to have Finn win, and then out come the boys, and they reform the club. They have his back, and they drop that promo. We can actually have Finn's back because he's the one that gets the job done, AJ.
Oh.
Just throw the major shade. We're not going to beat up John Cena. You couldn't even beat John Cena, AJ. We are siding with Finn, and then they basically just recreate New Japan. That'd be a great way to go. I really appreciate the comment. Do you shout out YouTube, Twitter, or anything?
Yeah, like I said, Macho Dude RR, just look me up. You'll find one of my vlogs or something like that. I'm planning on making more wrestling videos. Yeah, follow me on Twitter, same thing, Macho Dude RR. Follow me on Instagram at TheRyan, that is TheRaian, and yeah, that's it.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much for calling in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, peace. A lot of great discussion
Wow,
tonight.
I know, right?
That brought up a lot of good points regarding the SummerSlam card. Let me ask you, what is the match you're most looking forward to for SummerSlam?
Oh, for me, it's also Seth and Finn. I think that's going to be great. I absolutely am of the opinion that Seth makes everybody's matches better. Yeah. And I just think that's going to be something special.
Who are we seeing walk out live in person with the first ever Universal Champion?
I got to think it's Seth, but then I think that continues the feud. And
that continues the feud.
Finn eventually gets it. Maybe the next month, maybe 2 months down the road. Who knows?
1 or 2 months. These Raw pay-per-views, man. Because what is the next Raw pay-per-view? The next Raw is it Clash of Champions in September? Let me pull this up. I should have all these notes ready for future live shows. I should have all this stuff ready to go. WWE Network events. Let me pull this up really quick as I wait. Come on, where did it go? It's not here. Clash of the Champions 2016. I will say this though. When it comes to what's going on at SummerSlam, the one match I think that is going to surprise me the most, if I'm being 100% honest, that I think is going to kind of blow people's socks away, or not necessarily blow them away, but I'm interested in just because of the dynamic. I'm really interested to see how Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens do.
Yeah. Kevin Owens is my dude. I mean, I'm gonna be psyched to see Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Let me ask you this really quick. What just happened in your match? Because people didn't see it because the video wasn't up. I have to put it back on the other one. What happened? Because your face lit up like crazy.
It did?
Yeah, your face, like you had like a face.
Oh, it wasn't anything like that one I had before that.
Okay.
Well, it's a couple episodes ahead, but I mean, I doubt too many people are. I don't really care about giving it away for like a video that gets 1,000 views.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Taker buried me.
Gotcha. All right, let me look at some of the YouTube chat comments. Q Destroy, sup? What's up, man? How you doing? RR, man, thank you again for calling. A subterranean lucha. That's true. Lucha Underground is great. I must delete myself from this chat. Thank you, Broken Matt Hardy, for showing up in the chat. Delete. All right, let's take more calls. 619-618-0268. I'm going to go look on Twitter really quick while I'm waiting for a call. We actually have a bunch coming in. Do you play My Career off screen or haven't really played through it yet? My Career in WWE every year, you guys don't see it, but I try to make it like TV where I record. Not As Fan is the perfect example of why I shouldn't do this because of me, he's got something sitting out waiting. Boomer Bats has got fucking sent down to AAA apparently. I film probably a month's worth of content in one sitting, and then it's trying to actually edit it and do all this stuff, and it just sits there. But a lot of stuff has changed. We're crossing off shit one by one nowadays.
I think you should just start live streaming that stuff if you're going to play that way.
Really?
Just sit down and be like, okay, we play through a month of My Career or something at a time.
Damn,
I mean, at least it gets out there.
It
gets out there and you have some interaction.
As a stream, yeah, that would be a better stream, I think.
I've actually been wanting to do that with Rufus Duke forever here, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
All right, 401. What's up? Who are we talking to?
Hey, this is Tyler. What's up, Tubby? What's up, Not a Fan? How's it going?
Hey, Tyler.
How you doing? All right, SummerSlam's coming up. What do you want to chat about?
All right, so one of the big things that I've been thinking about, because a lot of people have been focusing a lot on Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, I've been thinking a lot about Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose, and like the dynamic between them. I like the idea of it being face versus face, with like Dean kind of playing more of a heelish face. I like Dolph being kind of like the loose cannon, like he's just fed up with all of the company's BS and everything, and he's just gonna like step in the ring and do what he wants to do. And I just want to get your thoughts on it, because I mean, a lot of people have been focusing on the Universal Championship match, and I don't know. I mean, I think personally it's a little bit too overhyped. I think something. I like a little bit more of like the bare bones kind of wrestling influence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna weigh in on this because Dolph Ziggler's had kind of a new side to him. The fact that he got beat down, he did put up. This is what you need to have on television, right? If you have something the first night on SmackDown Live, you had Dolph Ziggler out there. He gets attacked by Bray Wyatt, and then Bray Wyatt challenges him for that number one contendership. That is something that gets you to watch later in the show. And people then focused on, instead of, oh, wow, Dolph overcame it, look what happened, they looked at it as, wow, more burial of Bray. I don't get where that mindset comes from. Dolph.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm sorry, but like what I'm thinking too is like what they're doing with Bray right now on SmackDown is bigger than like what he's had in a long time, because like he hasn't been in the main event picture in a while, and just even seeing him fight for a spot in the main event, even though he didn't get it, is still a big step up from where he's been.
It really is. And he's on TV. The hair, the dreadlocks are just insane. His family was split up. And it's a good thing you brought up him, because I want to address Braun Strowman really quick while we're on the topic.
Totally.
Triple H made great comments. And Triple H said, people look at these enhancement matches and look at it. You are doing that match not necessarily, you go out there. And I love the enhancement matches with Braun. I love enhancement matches that aren't sacrificing your own talent. And he made the comment, he's talking about Braun. He's like, the squash matches aren't just to go out there and throw a guy under the bus. Every time you're seeing something new out of Braun. You're kind of seeing something else come out of him, and it's to kind of get you used to his style, because he did a full reset. He had a new haircut, a new look, and you have to get people acclimated to the new Braun Strowman.
His entrance, everything.
So that's where the Bray Wyatt thing comes in. Is now that he's split up from his family, what does he do? I mean, he's still kind of doing the follow the buzzards thing. The fact that he challenged Dolph. I love the fact that they sold an injury in that match. That everybody had tweeted out, "Oh God, Bray's hurt. Wow, he's a glass. What do they call him? The glass leg or whatever." They're like, he can't even. Oh, he's got to lose weight because of this. No, I just think he sold it. If I'm being honest, I mean, I know the one part where he came down, it looked bad, where he kind of rolled out. It looked like he threw out his back. But that's where the selling came in. You have a guy who challenged you for the spot, and you get injured in the match, so that guy wins and protects his spot. Yep. That is great booking.
Exactly. And then, like, going back to Braun, as you guys are saying, like, developing his character, like, I don't know if you guys, like, listen to the Stone Cold podcast. I'm sure you do. But the other day, one of the episodes recently was with Braun Strowman, and it talks about, like, they talk about how he used to be, like, a bodybuilder and, like, a weightlifter and that kind of a thing. So, like, I think maybe if they, like, touched on that a little bit, that would be pretty cool. Like, maybe just to bring in that kind of a background, like the strongman kind of, like, style that he has. But with the booking on SmackDown, like, I feel like a lot of people are downplaying it because they're, like, worrying too much about the roster being too thin. Even though they have such a small roster, they didn't even have Cena and Styles on it. And honestly, I found that to be way more watchable than Raw, because watching Raw, like, I felt a lot of it was, like, clunky. Like, it was, like, match commercial. They had, like, weird commercial breaks. I don't know if you thought so, but, like, it was, like, an awkward spot. With SmackDown, it was, like, all the pauses and all of the segments were, like, had a nice flow to it, and it had meaning behind the flow. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was, like, all had a purpose.
You brought that up, and that's where the flow comes in, is a lot of people got upset with the first week of Eva Marie coming out, and it went short, and they're like, wow, this is weird. You look how many segments they fit on SmackDown versus Raw in 2 hours versus 3 hours. You're starting the feuds. You don't need to go out and throw out everything you have on the first week when you are 8 weeks away from your first pay-per-view. You don't.
Yeah.
You let the slow builds happen. You let the things naturally develop. Where does Bray go from here after this? We got the tag match coming up. I will say this. I am annoyed at the fact they announced John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio on the go-home show to SmackDown. I think that's going to turn some people off. They've already fought so many times personally. But again, they probably won't go long. And
I mean, another thing is, like, they had the six-pack challenge like for the spot that Dolph won. And one of the things was when they had the match with Randy and Alberto Del Rio, I was like, for a second, I was like, whoa, I forgot Del Rio was on SmackDown too. Like, that's another thing that people don't seem to remember. Like, it's kind of the same thing as Ziggler. Like, Del Rio had the main event push before. Who's to say they can't put him back in that spot, like, say they need it? Like, you know, like if they need a good, strong heel character to fill a spot. Even if it's for someone as an injury, they have extra people to pick that up. It's just the fact that it's just getting off the ground, I feel like, and, like, they need to build more character. Like, if they build Del Rio up more, and I think they did that pretty well, coming off of, like, the whole League of Nations and, like, how he's been since the League of Nations, and now that he's on SmackDown with half the roster, I think it's, well, less than half, actually, it's a lot better for him as a character, because it kind of posed the threat against Randy.
Yeah, and I'll say this, because Del Rio and Ziggler are in the same boat. Everybody just forgets about everything they've done. And this is where you have to look at it. On paper, these guys are, what, two-time champions each? Or is Del Rio, how many titles does he have? He's had the WWE World Heavyweight. Let me pull up Del Rio's stats really quick. But on paper, if you look at, like, who's a better challenger for Dean Ambrose than a former two-time champion, a Money in the Bank holder, on paper, it's a great match. People discount it because of how they've been booked recently, which makes sense, I guess. But when you're restarting a new show and you start to see these new edges of these guys, Dolph is playing it off great. And I had to touch on this because I just saw the picture of him. The fact that American Alpha had an audience where all the other tag teams were scouting them. The first week they beat the Vaudevillains, and then the next week they had an enhancement match with all 4 tag teteams scouting them. That is fantastic
and it wasn't
booking.
Even all of the teams. It wasn't even all of the teams in the division either. It was only like 4 teams. They had. I was thinking about all the teams that weren't there. Like, they have the Usos that weren't there. They had Breezango that wasn't there. And it was like they just had that kickoff match that Tyler Breeze and Fandango won against the Usos. So that establishes them as a team. So they have more than just the teams that they fought off the ring that, like, last week.
Yeah. And one thing I think people are going to have to get used to, and this is, you have to get used to the fact that SmackDown is a 2-hour show. They have a thinner roster, but you're not going to be on TV every week now. I think WWE can execute this perfectly, where John Cena doesn't even have to show up, but other people get the spotlight. But when John Cena is needed, he can come in, and he doesn't have to. It works great with his part-time schedule. I'm not calling it part-time because he is pretty much full-time, but the fact that he is able to do other ventures, it's just a great spot for him because he can lead the brand when he has to. He can let the people that aren't over get that screen time. And I think that's what SmackDown is going to be utilized. It's going to be, once somebody kind of gets over, you don't have to see him every single time.
And at the end of the day, it's just going to bring higher ratings to SmackDown if they hype, John Cena's going to be here this week.
Yeah, or if you get somebody that's really over and then, he's not there, well, you're going to have to tune in next week. And I think SmackDown Live has got a bright future. I'm digging what Daniel, Bryan, and Shane McMahon are doing. But I really do appreciate your calls, man. I'm going to jump on to a next one. But do you want to go ahead and shout out your stuff again? Because this is a great discussion, man. I really do appreciate this call.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate having this call. And I remember actually a while ago being in a call, and I forgot when it was. Like, it was a pay-per-view call before another pay-per-view, and like something with Tensai. I remember talking about you with like a WWE Championship match with John Cena, and like, Tensai coming out, something like that. But anyway,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and like the whole new channel direction. Like, I actually, to be honest, I was a subscriber before, and then I stopped for a while.
Don't blame
it was
you.
more like the gaming stuff. And then it got to more of like the wrestling, and I love your optimistic outlook on it. How it's like literally just the name of the podcast. It's just wrestling, and you like think about all the positives rather than the negatives. Because watching other people, I'm like, why do people complain so much about it?
If you're not gonna enjoy something, why are you watching it? It's like I will say last week's Raw, I couldn't say very many positive things about it. So here I've been a month straight kind of praising everything that people thought was stupid and kind of looking like, well, they did that because of this. And then they had last week's Raw, and I was like, guys, I'm sorry, I couldn't say anything. Like it.
Yeah.
You have to just look at it at a different point. And if you're not liking it, man, there's a lot of other wrestling companies that you can go check out. There's no reason to be so down and just let yourself get down because a company is not doing what you want. This is
Exactly.
You just kind of have it there. All right, I really do appreciate your call, man. You have a wonderful night, and thank you again for calling.
Thanks, man.
Have a nice night. Peace out, man. Oh man, honestly, we're just killing it here.
I know, right? These calls are wonderful.
Let me go down quick predictions. Let's just rapid fire some predictions. Let's actually take some tweets. Let me read some tweets. If you want me to read off your tweets, you can tweet us at TubbyEmu at NotAsFan. Use hashtag It's Just Wrestling. Give us your predictions. You can put in just the names, just who you think is going to win. So tweet me like Orton, Rollins, Ziggler, Styles. I'm just reading everybody on the right side of this Wikipedia, by the way. Styles, Reigns, Charlotte, Gallows and Anderson, Y2J Owens, Cruz. Just tweet your predictions, and we're going to read some of those off as I look at some of these YouTube comments. Oh look, you got the fake Mauro Ranallo party up in here.
You got a fake advocate for Brock in here too. There's a fake Paul Heyman.
Oh, nice. Ain't no party.
We got some A-listers in here.
Gee, look at this. We're taking off.
And just so you know, because this is one of my biggest frustrations, because I don't think you can do anything about it, but they say your stream is buffering a little bit.
I made the mistake of on the live stream, I chose it for low latency versus not buffering.
Yeah.
Can I change it mid? I did that because I wanted to be able to read comments in real time.
I'm pretty sure you can't make any settings changes while it's live.
All right. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I guess I could restart it and try low buffering because we did drop off half of the viewers. So I was kind of wondering about that. It was saying out of 215,000 frames, we've dropped 7,000, and that was up from about 1,000 about 15 minutes ago. So I may actually think about that, but I don't think it's that bad right now.
No, I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And if you guys are sitting here and you're like, wow, this is awesome, but I'm so happy celebrating Kenny Omega's victory, you can head over to WrestleCrate.com, use code G126, celebrate this man's victory, and on your first crate, if you get the Ultimate Crate, you're getting 2 shirts this month. Ultimate Crate's $29.99. You're getting 2 exclusive WrestleCrate t-shirts, and you'll get a free Kenny Omega autograph. That ends at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday. When the Raw pre-show starts tomorrow, that deal is off the table, and it's cut. So just keep that in mind if you want a free Kenny Omega autograph on new U.S. crates only at WrestleCrate.com. Let me look at some of these Twitter things, and we're going to go down some of these predictions. All right, Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. Who's leaving? Champion. Not champion, but who's leaving?
Well, I'm assuming Orton's going to be around more than Brock, so maybe give it to Orton.
That's kind of where I was going. I thought they could kind of play off everything that's happened with Brock and let Orton go over. Depending on if Paul just re-signed, though. I mean, Brock doesn't need a victory. You can just say like he's had so much going on in his head that it got to him. I do think they're setting up for an RKO right off the bat that he no-sells at SummerSlam. Based on the fact that Randy Orton comes out of RKOs out of nowhere, and like a minute later, Brock is up.
Yeah.
They didn't. I thought so. We have a prediction from Jake White. I believe Triple H is going to ditch Seth at SummerSlam and side with Balor, leading to a Finn heel turn. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think he does have a thing like, Seth, you kind of everything you got was because of me. Everything Finn's got is because of him. I'm taking him. What are your thoughts? Or do you think you just keep Triple H off TV?
I think it's a little early for a Finn heel turn, don't you think?
Because he's so hot. I think, well, I'll say this. You don't want to see a heel turn coming. If a heel turn were to come with the boys joining up and us having the club, go for it.
Yeah.
Because how awesome is it? Like, they could throw it down AJ Styles' face. Like, you couldn't win the big one. My boy over here, Finn, the guy that actually started it, not the guy that just joined late, got the victory.
I don't think you need Triple H on TV right now.
I would agree with that. Simply, I'm Rick Harrison. This is my son's pawn shop. I work here. He's in the comments, they're literally posting the Jesus. Look at this. I would play the Glorious Bomb right now, but I'm not going to mess with it. All right, let's move on. Finn Balor versus Rollins. Who's walking out champion?
I still think it's Seth.
Seth, all right. I'm going to go Finn. I'm going to say the club helps him and just buries Rollins. They come out as champions because how awesome would it be if they come out as tag team champions, they help Finn win, and the next night all the club have titles.
Be pretty sweet.
Right?
Too sweet, right?
Too sweet. Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler. Who's leaving as WWE champion?
Dean.
Okay.
Dean's my boy.
So going into this, how does it end? Like, is this just going to be the best technical wrestling match, and then it ends? Do you think some guy's selling an injury? Do you think there's some kind of funky business that goes here? Do they drag this out to kind of see a different side of Dolph? Because their next pay-per-view is right away a month after at Backlash.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Dolph, but I think Dean gets a win here. I don't know that there has to be any weird business going on. I think it's probably just a straight match.
Would you like it to end here, or would you like to see it go on to Backlash for another month?
I wouldn't mind seeing it carry on, but I doubt it will.
All right. Let's move on then. We have John Cena versus AJ Styles. # beat up John Cena. Where do you see it going?
Well, if I say anything other than John Cena, I'm going to have a very angry 8-year-old in the house. So, I don't know. I like AJ.
Right? I think you give him the victory now that Cena's filming Tough Enough.
Yeah.
I think that's where you let AJ Styles finally get that last victory by himself over John Cena. John is, again, you can play it off as, dude, he's doing ESPN, he's doing all these award shows, he hasn't had the time. Boom.
Well, it's like you said with Brock Lesnar. John doesn't need a win.
Does it? Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he needs. In the Ultimate Cena booking, if this was normal WWE, Cena would get the last victory.
Yeah.
In the past, but this is a new WWE, so I don't want to go down that road just yet. Pommy for Life said the club holding all the title by the end of SummerSlam. I would agree. That would be awesome.
It would be.
I smell a skunk through my window because my air conditioner keeps the window open, so I smell.
Oh, boy.
Oh, there's like a skunk outside. That smells horrible. Just like, I wonder what else smells horrible. Downtown New York when you cross that bridge. Like, remember all the garbage?
Which bridge are we talking about?
Do you remember last year when we went over the bridge? Is it the Brooklyn Bridge or the one that was all covered in trash? And I asked the guy, like, dude, what the hell?
You are going to get a lot of New York haters. You know that?
Hey, man, I love New York.
You're asking for the hate. Come on, man.
I loved being out there last year. Clean your
how
bridges.
How are you going to keep a city that big as clean as you're expecting it to? Come on.
Clean your bridges.
You wouldn't want to go back to the 1980s or whatever when they said it was rat infested and terrible. It's cleaned up a lot, man.
I would agree with that. Well, hold on. Pizza Rat. Let's not forget about this. Is a thing.
Yeah.
Taking away that big piece of pizza, he's rolling down. Hey man, you got to feed your family. And that's what It's Just Wrestling is about, guys. This show is you have to just look at it from the point is these guys are take away the performer aspect. They're just trying to make money for the family. They're trying to put food on the table, just like we are, streaming, doing videos. We're just trying to put food on the table, man. We're just people. You may see what we do and think something, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to provide for the people we love. Just like John Cena is going to provide for the people he loves when he takes that L. I'm going to say AJ Styles gets the victory. I'm going to save this one. We'll come back to it. Miz versus Apollo Crews. Intercontinental Championship. Who's leaving? Miz
I'd like to say Apollo Crews, but I think maybe they keep up the Miz hijinks for a while.
Miz is can we just admit if you want to be a heel in 2016, you watch tapes of the Miz.
Yeah.
Miz
he does it well.
He does it so well. The self-promoting, the loathing of people, the when my mouth goes open, your mouth goes shut. Everything that Miz is doing is phenomenal.
Well, and it's just enhanced by his wife being there.
It is. It does have a step up. I'm gonna say, I don't know. This is a hard one. I don't know. This really is kind of a toss-up. If I'm looking at the card, every kind of prediction I've made, I'm gonna say that Miz gets the victory because I think they go to Backlash. I think they continue fighting until Backlash.
I can see that.
All right, New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Does the club finally get the tag team gold?
Well, this is the year anniversary, right? Essentially, they won it. The New Day won it at SummerSlam.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the club gets it.
The club is going to take it away.
I mean, you set up the storyline injury with Big E here.
Yeah, you got him off of the table.
So, they're definitely a weakened New Day coming into here. You've seen Xavier be very conflicted lately. I don't know. Maybe their heads aren't in it. And maybe the club just is too much.
I think so, too. I'm going to say the club gets the victory because at the end of the day, the show is going to stand tall with a club with all the gold in the biggest surprising fashion. That's what I'm going to say. All right, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Apparently, according to some reports, and I'm not trying to touch on this stuff because, like I said, we don't want to talk too much backstage stuff, but Dana Brooke barred from ringside because of the stipulation. It ended kind of awkward. I'm glad Sasha got the victory. I know you didn't see the SmackDown because you were just watching the clip of the malfunction.
Right,
but Sasha beat her with the knees from the corner. It was kind of an awkward thing. She's banned from ringside. Charlotte possibly taking some time off for a little bit, which I think would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Let some other women get the spotlight because now that the show has two separate brands, you don't need everybody on every week. It's overexposed. Who leaves as women's champion at SummerSlam?
The Boss.
The Boss is going to leave.
The Boss.
There was something that said that match that they had was supposed to be the SummerSlam match. It ended fantastic. It'll be very interesting to see how they top it. And based on all the matches on the card, I would be so happy if this closed the show. It's not going to, but it would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Charlotte is going to take the L on this one. I think let Charlotte go away for a little bit. Let somebody step up to Sasha Banks and throw up somebody that's going to lose. Let Sasha get the victory and let her enjoy the championship for a little bit. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Enzo and Big Cass versus Jericho and Kevin Owens. Do you got my back? I got your back. Does he really have his back? Will Jericho and Kevin Owens be able to coexist, or do Enzo and Big Cass get the victory?
I mean, is there any reason to really believe that he's got his back fully?
No, but do you like the pairing? I love the pairing. It's a lot better than the one-night pairing of AJ Styles and Chris Jericho when you thought they were going to be a team, and some people bought a shirt for one day.
Yeah, that was kind of a mess. I'll take Kevin Owens and anybody, honestly.
All right, you're going Kevin Owens. I am going to say this is the one spot where Enzo and Big Cass are over. You let them take the loss so they can chase their victory. You do. You get everybody hyped up behind them. You seem like they're going to win. Something happens. You let the heels walk away, the victors, and we see where this train of Jericho and Kevin Owens goes. All right, I've saved this one for last because I'm excited about it. Rusev versus Roman Reigns. The guy that came down the card and is now fighting for the mid-card title. I'm not gonna,
which I like a lot.
I do. Very big fan of this because if anything, it elevates Rusev harder than it does push Roman Reigns down. This is the kind of booking that people look at it as, wow, they're punishing Roman. Are they really, or are they trying to elevate Rusev to main event status? You have to look at it from that way. I think it's that. I think this is Rusev needs the next step up to be the biggest heel, to be the top guy. He's already killing it.
Well, yeah. How many times can you throw Mark Henry and Jack Swagger and that type at him? I mean,
I got sick of that. I say no to that. That's what I'm going to say. I say no to that. Greatest thing going right now on Raw. I love Rusev. Who's walking out as champion?
Oh, it's Rusev.
I want Rusev. Rusev better leave champion. I could see Roman winning it only for Rusev to come back and just dominate the hell out of him. Just to get a fierier side of Rusev. Like to have Roman get it and then just for Rusev just to destroy him. But I think you guys should look at it as maybe they're not burying Roman. Maybe they're trying to elevate Rusev. I haven't heard anybody talk about that.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's the way to go. All right, we're going to take one more call, and we're going to close this down. Let me put up the phone number on screen. We're going to let people have an equal opportunity to call in. We're going to let some numbers flow in a little bit and take one final call, 619-618-0268. I know we lost a bunch of people to the stream, and I should have restarted it. I'm sorry. The video will be up on YouTube as well.
I hate to break this to you, Toby, but we've got some rumblings in the chat here that WWE is fake. What do you answer to that?
How do I answer to does he know that WWE is fake? Based on the name, he's a ginger, and do we trust gingers? Do they have souls? Is it something I really want to invest my time in? Do I want to get worked up over the fact that WWE's fake? You can think whatever the hell you want. Some people it's entertainment, some people it's real, some people unicorns are real. Hey, I mean, look at okay, I don't want to break that for the kids if there's some younger people listening. We're not going to throw out all the gimmicks. So straight shoot, man. If you think wrestling's fake and you don't enjoy it, you don't watch wrestling. Tell the people. Boom, there you go. Moro's leaving. Uh-oh. Look at that. Dude's dipping. Come on. Is SummerSlam today? No, SummerSlam's next week, my dude. Let's take this final call. Let's close out the show. All right, here we go. We have somebody that's called in 10 times. 978, you're going to close down the show. What do you want to talk about regarding SummerSlam?
Wait, so do I have time to, talk to you about this thing?
Yeah, let's talk some. Oh, first of all, who are we talking to? You want to shout out any YouTube, Twitter, anything like that?
My friend Kyle told me to call you, and I kept calling. And I'm at a place where people are screaming at each other right now due to alcohol. So, hold on, I'm just gonna walk past all of this.
Yeah, you're good. I don't hear anything. So you're good where you're at. I don't hear any background noise at all or anything.
All right, sweet man. So this is about wrestling in general, right? Because I'm gonna get to my predictions later. If I don't want to waste your time or anything. Let's see. Can you tell me the card really quick for SummerSlam? Because
yeah, you got Lesnar. You got Lesnar versus Orton, Balor versus Rollins, Ambrose versus Ziggler, John Cena versus Styles, Rusev versus Reigns, Sasha versus Charlotte, New Day versus Luke and Carl, Enzo and Big Cass, Jericho, Owens, and The Miz versus Apollo. Absolutely stacked card. The weakest match you could probably say is Miz versus Apollo, but every other match deserves to be there.
Yeah, so let's talk about Miz versus Apollo first. I think that Apollo Crews, a.k.a. Yuhan Nation, is actually, I personally think he's going to win, but, here's, the thing that, he just doesn't, he has the ability, but, not really, The Miz has everything. The Miz has the look and, the charisma, and he has Maurice, too, which really got him, that, sort of main event, sort of mid-card. He's in, the very, very middle. When he fought Dean Ambrose on the Raw for the title, hey, how you doing? When he fought Dean Ambrose on the Raw for the title and on SmackDown. So, what's it called? I might choose Miz to retain because he looks really cool with the belt, and the Miz is just completely awesome.
He really is. And I will say, you brought up this with Apollo, what is Apollo Crews? You're seeing new sides of superstars like Dolph Ziggler, who is getting held down, and people always wanted him to be there. Now that he's there, he's like that. You have Bray Wyatt with the dreadlocks, refinding himself. You have all these characters kind of finding their way. What is Apollo Crews? Can people
Apollo Crews is he's gonna be a late bloomer. I'm gonna get so much shit for this. Watch, but Apollo Crews is a sort of a late bloomer. Now, he is basically floating around. And now, many people may not see it, but he's basically floating around. He's got a great theme song. He's got a smile. He has amazing wrestling ability. Who can I compare him to? I can't compare him to Braun Strowman because they gave him a new cut, new look, and a new finisher, and it fits him very well. What do you think of his new cut?
Dude, Braun is fantastic. He is.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he trolls people on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, I'm fat. Look at this, and he shows off how shredded he is as a bodybuilder. People are just crapping on him.
I heard he's an amazing guy in person, and I think So anyway, back to Apollo Crews. I see him being the next. They're gonna push him more. He's gonna be Bobby Lashley. He's gonna get the most hype around him, but he's Bobby Lashley can actually wrestle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Bobby Lashley cannot wrestle. In my opinion, I don't know why they put all three belts on him.
All three belts are on Bobby Lashley, which the fact that the referee, Jeremy Borash, they were distracted with it. James Storm had that super kick, could have won the match, and it didn't. And then there was,
what happened to TNA, honestly?
I'll be honest, I like TNA. I'm a fan of what TNA is doing.
Are you?
I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I'm digging what they're throwing down. Now, I will tell you that in the past 3 months, I've watched about 1/3 to half of their shows. I've not watched every week. I usually watch.
Yeah, because it's on Pop TV, legit.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a problem with the fact that it's on Pop. I get Pop. I usually tend to download Impact and watch it or watch it online, even though I have Pop, and I probably record it. Same thing with Ring of Honor. I fucking love Ring of Honor, but my DVR right now is like 15 back. My DVR is just stacked with Ring of Honor, which I really got to catch up on.
I recently heard a rumor like almost like 3 weeks ago that ROH was going to buy TNA.
Is that some people had that speculation?
I was like, sweet. Now they're going to have better guys and they're going to have a better roster. It's going to be like with the N, like what's it called? When the NWA bought TNA, TNA was at its best. Like it was on par with like WWE because they had Styles, they had Samoa Joe, they had Christopher Daniels, they had all those guys that like basically could wrestle. Now if you ask my personal opinion, I love Matt Hardy's gimmick.
Delete.
It suits him well. He just can't really wrestle like he used to. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like I like Matt Hardy. I like Matt Hardy how he never breaks gimmick. And you see guys like dark guys like Bray Wyatt and Undertaker always breaking gimmick when they're at the gym or something. Matt Hardy never breaks character.
He's taken it. The fact that he did the Y2J podcast in character is
it's amazing. I laughed my ass off the entire time.
Brother Nero. And then the fact that Brother Nero gets up, the only person that can hurt Brother Nero is Brother Nero. And he puts himself through a table.
Fucking puts himself through a table. And I'm like, what?
He did that during the Insane Juggalo Posse Wrestling. And it went
really?
So he started after the match, people were like, what's going on? He randomly started drop kicking tables and chairs. You got to go, you have to look at that. He starts doing that, and then everybody said, wow, is something going on? And then he basically says, no, you're going to start to see this. And then this week, we see him put himself through a table, and I went, okay. I mean, the fact that this dude put himself through a table is, and I'll say this, more people need to watch TNA for the simple fact that Aaron Rex had an awesome promo. Damian Sandow, if you guys don't know, debuted over on TNA this week and did an absolutely fantastic job. TNA is changing with Billy Corgan coming
beautiful.
in. Yeah, I will say this, and I want to be very cautious with this. I like Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan. I can't even talk right now. Corgan. He's
all right.
He's a fan of Alex Jones, though. I want to say that. If you know who Alex Jones is from InfoWars, he's been on InfoWars quite a bit. So that I don't know if that says anything. Maybe that's where all these Matt Hardy broken conspiracies are coming from, funded by Infowars.com. I used to listen back when I was a kid on Winamp because Alex Jones is kind of a crazy guy. Matt, do you know who Alex Jones is, the conspiracy guy that thinks everything's bad, the Bilderberg Group?
Yeah. I love conspiracy theories, but sorry we got way off topic with the SummerSlam thing.
Yeah,
so
we did.
My prediction for Miz versus Apollo Crews is, well, I wish Zack Ryder was in it, but, we can't get what we want. I'll talk about that after. So my prediction is Miz will retain the title, and Apollo Crews will probably win one of the titles like that Raw is getting because, they're both getting new titles. Yeah. I see, like, big plans for Apollo Crews. He's an amazing person, an amazing athlete. Basically, like, I almost can compare him to Lance Storm in his prime. But he just hasn't really found himself yet. So, like, The Miz. But what's the next match?
All right, well, I'll let you go right up the Enzo and Big Cass versus Jericho and Owens. I'm going to go reverse Wikipedia.
Oh, crap.
He's got his back, bro. He's got his back. Enzo and Big Cass are over. They don't need a victory.
I absolutely see so much potential in Big Cass. He reminds me, the way he wrestles reminds me of The Undertaker in, like, 2010. Like, his big boots are awesome. His ability and, like, to be a big guy, like, you see most big guys doing, like, like trying to do like
stuff they can't do. They're trying to stretch their limits. They're trying not to focus on being the big guy. Yeah.
He's basically like Diesel. Like, hey, I'm not afraid to do a knee into the corner, like or a sidewalk slam. So I'm going to choose Enzo and Cass because if they can, Enzo and Jericho, the feud didn't really go as I would really plan it.
Did you like the mixtape on subject of that? Because you brought up Enzo, the very first Raw had I'm going to say this as a person that's watched WWE in the past 3 years. I was so excited for that intergender tag match between.
Oh my God! Yeah,
that was the best. That is how you book a show where we don't need to see if a guy is feuding with somebody. This is essentially going back to the video games where my career just makes you not my career, universe mode. You beat it down. You play that guy every single week leading up to the pay-per-view. Here they had it come out of nowhere where Jericho. Why was Big Cass not out there with Enzo? That's what a lot of people were asking, and which was awesome. Yeah. And then you see the chemistry between Sasha and Enzo, which is off of the chain. That just killed it. And then why does Jericho come out?
Reference.
Yeah.
So
I would play the song, but I'm on YouTube. If I was on Twitch, I'd be throwing a bomb down right now. But
yeah, the internet right now, man. What's it called? Yeah, I personally like the intergender tag matches, but in my opinion, SmackDown is actually doing a lot better than Raw due to the fact that it's SmackDown. Like, we've always loved SmackDown. Like, SmackDown was the main brand. Like, you had guys like The Rock, The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar. Raw was always the second show compared to SmackDown. And I can I can already hear, the internet just yelling at me right now. Just like, oh, screw you. Like, you don't know wrestling. I've always loved SmackDown. I love the intro. I love the new theme song. My favorite theme song was Divide the Day, Let It Roll. And I just love SmackDown. I love what they're doing to SmackDown. And Cesaro might be on SmackDown, which is going to be freaking awesome. Miz reference. And I just love SmackDown. I mean, I like Raw too, but now Cena's on Raw. AJ Styles is on Raw. I mean, like, Bray Wyatt's on Raw. In my opinion, Bray Wyatt can be the Undertaker of SmackDown.
Yeah, he really can. He can do a great job. While we're on the topic of SmackDown, really quick, I will say this: they're just the pace and the flow is so fantastic.
Oh my God, the camera angles, the new stage, the theme song. Oh my God, I'm like, wait. Did WWE just hit puberty? Like, what is this?
Yeah, the backstage stuff is not the backstage stuff, but when they're at the stage, they have to get used to that a little bit. There's a little bit of tweaking. They may have to get used to the stage stuff, but everything else they're rolling out fantastic.
I mean, the stage is kind of a problem to me because I kind of like seeing people get speared off the stage. SmackDown reference, Edge. But I used to love the stage, but I don't really worry about it that much because SmackDown's still SmackDown and they're doing better than ever. And I'm a huge fan of John Cena, so when we get to Cena and AJ, I got a lot to say on that because I don't really know who's going to win. Okay, basically, so I'm just going to switch over to this really quick. So you have a 15-time world champion, or in Conor McGregor's words, a failed Mr. Olympian.
Motherfucker.
Fuck that guy. Legit, fuck that guy.
Dude.
Oh my! I used to have the utmost respect for him, but fuck that guy. Legit, I even tweeted to him. Legit.
He's playing. He's doing. He is. I praised him in my video yesterday. That what better way? If you are UFC, they pulled him from the card because he didn't do a promotional tour, and yet his one tweet did more promotion than millions of dollars of ads could have ever done. He's doing like what Donald Trump does. He is riling people up. And how many people do you think are going to buy WWE fans that are salty, that are pissed off? Like you said, if you hate him this much, is there some part of you? Because I predicted in my video, even if 1% of people, 500,000 WWE fans, buy the pay-per-view, and you get 50,000 buys, or 5,000 buys, or whatever, that's $250,000 extra purse, and Conor gets a part of that.
I know, but this is like wrestling. Everyone loves wrestling. Fuck the UFC where I pay $60 for a pay-per-view and then watch Nate Diaz guillotine Conor McGregor in about 1 minute and 45 seconds. No, I like WWE because the guys are amazing athletes. They're not dweebs, they're not dorks, they're not dons. They're amazing athletes. And if you want my opinion, I like wrestling better than MMA because to the point, it goes to a certain point where almost they're not similar because I'm not going to say because predetermined, because some of the fights there were predetermined. I personally think that. But professional wrestling is at its best right now. You cannot tell me that UFC is better than professional wrestling because I've spit in your face. Not literally.
I
But
would
like, what's it called?
I would say this.
We have. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'll say this with professional wrestling. Professional wrestling is great again because WWE is not only the only circus in town anymore. You have Lucha, you have Ring of Honor, you have so many great promotions. I mean, hell, over in the UK, This Is Progress.
They have amazing athletes like Jack Gallagher, Zack Sabre Jr.
Jeez, Jack Gallagher.
And the Cruiserweight Classic.
We could touch on this all day long. Everybody keeps calling WWE the same old. Look at NXT. Look at the Cruiserweight Classic. Look at the guys that never would have been here. And you had I'm going to dedicate a whole stream to this, so you definitely have to call in because I'm loving your calls. But Kota Ibushi versus Cedric Alexander. The fact that Kota is refusing to sign. Kota's like, no, I don't want to sign right now, man. Sorry. Cedric, Triple H fucking comes out at the end of the thing, grabs him, and gives the crowd the thumbs up. That shows something, but I think that Cedric sure won because Kota's already signed with the WWE. Kota has it. Kota has the contract in his hand. Yeah,
you can't take that away from him.
Yeah,
so why would you give him that? If one day I see Kota Ibushi being a Japanese idol, as in like WWE Championship material, because that's what Kota Ibushi is. He's an amazing striker.
If he and I know you basically have to say that, right? If you know he's coming, you throw out, I don't know if I want to sign the contract. You throw doubt on it. Whoever's winning the Cruiserweight Classic is going to be a guy that's winning or is signing the WWE. Yeah. They're not going to give it to somebody that doesn't sign.
The one thing I don't like about the Cruiserweight Classic is the crowd. They're so silent. Like if I was there, if I was there, I'd be like,
but do you not think this is where people have misconceptions about this? That is why New Japan is so great because they're not sitting there.
Wrestling.
They respect wrestling, and the crowd is just kind of getting into it. They're not letting their own personal thing. And I'll say this: if you pay money to go to a show, I get you can chant or do what you want, but if you go to the show and don't help what's happening on the TV, right? So the people that are watching at home can do what you're doing to emulate it. You're not getting the superstars over. You're doing more of a disservice to them than you are to anybody else.
Like legit. Oh, thank God you answered because people are fighting and I'm just here talking about wrestling. Hell yeah. But anyway, yeah, I mean the Cruiserweight Classic is an amazing opportunity for guys on the indie scene to really get known. Cedric Alexander dropped a lot of weight for this, and I personally think that he should have won.
That weight cut was insane. 25 pounds is just. He looks so. I mean,
he looks WWE Championship material. Now, I personally think that the United States title would look amazing on him, but him versus Apollo Crews, book it right now.
These guys could do. Did Uha ever face Cedric on? I gotta look this up, because now I'm wondering.
I'm with you, bro.
I'm just trying to look this up right now. No, I see Tommaso and Eddie versus Ricochet, Uha and Moose versus Baron and Fox, and Uha versus Moose. So no, Uha has not faced Cedric.
These guys have never crossed paths before. So if that happened, then I love it. But did I go through some portal or something? Because last time I checked was WrestleMania 32. When Zack Ryder won the Intercontinental Championship, and then I turned on Raw. I was finally, because I'm a huge fan of Zack Ryder. I'm a huge fan of Zack Ryder. My friends make fun of me for it all the time because they say, "Oh, Zack can't wrestle. Oh, Zack sucks. Oh, Zack only held the IC title for a day." And then so I was all excited about it, oh yeah, finally my fucking guy won. He won the big one at WrestleMania, and then he drops it to the Miz. I'm like, oh.
See, but
and then he gets drafted to SmackDown where I'm thinking, all right, this is his moment. This is his moment. Zack Ryder, baby, Zack Ryder. And then Mojo Rawley.
I like it. I like the pairing because this is what a lot of people miss. Zack Ryder never got to hear his own theme song at WrestleMania. He has been in the match against what? Was he in the Snooki match? He was in the big Raw versus SmackDown match with Eve Torres. He has been in a tag match. He's never got to hear his own theme song. I think it was more of people thought they buried him. I think it was just a Zack Ryder appreciation, like, hey, we need to give the title to somebody because we know Miz is going to hold it. Miz has been a fantastic Intercontinental Champion. He elevates the title. Yes, him and Rusev elevate the mid-card titles. They know what the hell they're doing. In my opinion,
if I could stop you there for a second,
if you're about to bash Rusev, I say no to that. I say no to that. If you're about to throw the shade at Rusev,
I'm not going to bash Rusev. I'm just going to bash the fact that Roman Reigns is now getting a shot. What has he done to deserve a shot? He's already gotten a shot at the WWE title or the Universal title, which is already an idea in so many other companies. I don't like the name, but I can't wait to see what the title looks like. And I love the fact that they're calling it a new name, but I just don't like the name for it. But yeah, it's whatever. Little things. They could change it one day. But
But do you think? I'm just going to say this because we brought this up with the last caller. I don't think anybody is looking at it from the point is Roman Reigns getting this opportunity, or is this to take a guy? Is this like the Ultimate Warrior Hulk Hogan at Mania? You have the top guy, you have the mid card guy. I think this is being used to elevate Rusev to being the top guy. This is not being used for Roman Reigns to come in and steal the title. This is being used. I think you got to look at it from that perspective of Rusev needs a legit challenger. And if he whoops Roman Reigns, a two-time WWE champion, that makes Rusev the top heel on Raw. I think maybe not the fully top heel, but I think it definitely sets him up. And just that's where I look at it personally.
Top heel, but how the hell are you going to put Cesaro in a match? The great Claudio Castagnoli, the great one, in a match where everyone's expecting him to win because you saw the way that they both looked at each other when it came. Yeah, so here I am thinking, finally Cesaro's going to win, a title. He fucking loses to a guy like Sheamus. I like Sheamus. I respect Sheamus. I think that Sheamus is an amazing athlete. I think Cesaro is an amazing athlete. I cannot make a prediction for that match because it's so good. I love the match. I love the match on Raw. I cannot wait to see what they do this Sunday. But come on, man! Like Cesaro.
Do you think they're going to add that? Do you think they're going to add that on the card? Because is it on the card? Because I don't see that one on the card. I could see them doing it.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be announced tomorrow. Watch, we're
going to hold you to that. You tweet out the prediction tonight, and this would be like the Swami. You're reading it, and does this lead to? Because Daniel Bryan offered Cesaro a shot, didn't he? Didn't they say something about SmackDown? Utilizing. So do you think he jumped ship? Do you think he goes to SmackDown and gets utilized?
I want him to jump ship. I would love to see Cesaro on my favorite show of all time, SmackDown. I love it because Cesaro is an actual wrestler. Cesaro is an entertainer and wrestler. He is a technician. He can pull off some stunts in the ring that you would never expect him to do. He's a powerhouse. He's almost a high flyer, but not really. But he can do anything. Cesaro is the real Superman. He can do anything. They talk about, we make superheroes. That is the exact definition of a superhero. Now, if you want to, basically, if you want me to say one bad thing that I hate about Rusev, I just don't like how...
I say no to that. I'm sorry. I don't know what you can say bad about Rusev. What is the bomb we're about to drop? Is it something...
It's like little things I don't like.
Okay, that would make sense. Little things that you want to nitpick.
That kills me. Super tired of the same ASAP. But what he's doing, I like. I hope my friends are gonna pass me for this, but he's a good athlete. He's a super athlete.
He is.
He's a nice athlete, and I like myself, but I've heard a great.
All right. All right, let's do these really fast because we're gonna wrap these up. Shoot fire your predictions right back at me, and let's get them. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Who's leaving? The winner.
Oh, damn! You hit the big one.
I went big one because I wanted to throw it out there because there's.
Oh shit!
Just your gut reaction. Who do you think is Cena is filming his show, which got horrible ratings on Fox, by the way, but because like Ninja Warrior is so popular, they're basically just hoping it grows.
Well, AJ Styles needs to win the feud because he hasn't really won a feud in a while. So I'm just gonna
give it to AJ Styles. Give it to you want to give it to him.
I'm a huge John Cena. If there's a John Cena out there that like says that I'm his number one fan, fight me right now. Because I am the biggest John Cena fan anyone has ever met. I love John Cena. I love like what he does. I love how he appreciates the WWE. Yeah. I love it, and I predict that he's going to lose. Oh God, this hurts me. Lose to AJ Styles. Yeah. AJ Styles is a great wrestler, so I'm not mad about that. I'm not like angry about it.
If John Cena goes over AJ Styles, and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson and Finn win the title, and they create the club, and they just shit on AJ because AJ's over on SmackDown. You're the real club, the Bullet Club, not the club, the AJ. Club. That would be fantastic. That's how I would love to see. That is the only way I'd like to see John Cena get a victory. If it's to bury, not bury, I don't want to say the word bury, but you know what I mean. Like AJ Styles, like you couldn't get it done, dude. We had your back, and you couldn't even do it. And Finn does it on his first night. He wins the big one. So let's jump in that. Who's walking out as tag team champions? Luke and Carl or the New Day? With Big E's gone.
Because they're Luke Gallows and Carl freaking Anderson. True. They are Japan icons. They are, they're great athletes. Luke Gallows, straight edge society.
He's got to tighten it up a little bit. Luke is a little. He's got to tighten it up a little bit. But other than that, Carl is Carl Anderson is phenomenal.
Why the hell isn't Carl getting a singles push? And speaking of singles pushes, did you know that Tyler Breeze is getting repackaged and pushed on SmackDown?
I didn't see him get a push. I saw him. Didn't he? Was it him or Fandango that took the L to Randy Orton? It was Fandango, I think. That took the L. That's a whole nother ball game getting repackaged. We're on, let's jump to the big one, Universal Championship, because we still have the two other title matches. Because we just went from Luke into Carl. Does Finn get it? Do they reunite the club or the Bullet Club?
All right. Well, let's talk let's talk facts here. Seth Rollins, first ever man to cash in at WrestleMania, first ever man to come back, before his injury was actually clear. Like first man to ever hold the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and the United States Championship at the same time. And Finn is just the longest reigning NXT champion. So Seth Rollins has the first everything.
And he was on the Authority side. This was the guy that for the last, when he got injured, he relied on the Authority. It was a lot of the great heel stuff where you get out of a victory with the help of J&J, you do all this other stuff. Could we possibly see? Matt brought this up earlier. Matt's just kind of sitting there quiet. Matt's just ready to hit the KO button on this one.
I have TNT on that match.
I think that I don't know. I'm too excited for SummerSlam.
I'm super excited. I thought it was this Sunday, and now I see it's next Sunday. I'm like, gosh, I gotta wait another week.
Who's walking out? Who's the new Universal? Finn's gonna win. Is the club together?
Seth is already good without a title anyway. He's fine.
He is. His promos have to be a little shorter on Monday Night Raw.
Yes, Seth is the Edge of Monday Night Raw. Like, you know how Edge was to SmackDown? That's Seth Rollins to Raw.
Yeah, he can be that guy without the title. He doesn't. I think he doesn't.
He should not have a title and still be godly.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing Finn. Now it's time for one of my favorite matches: Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Where do I even start? You have two slightly metrosexual men who are fighting for a title that I'm excited for it to be on SmackDown. I am in love with Dolph Ziggler. I have been ever since he was Nikki from the Spirit Squad. Dean Ambrose, I've watched him as John Moxley. He can go. I don't know. I didn't think of this prediction because I'm still shocked at the fact that Dolph Ziggler is number one contender for the title. I'm afraid he's going to lose this match, but I'm also confident he's going to win.
I had to play. it. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Let me play
You
it.
had to do. Nikki!
Nikki!
Jesus Christ. Oh, if he does that before the match, I'll cry. But you know, I want to say Ziggler. I want to. I love Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is like John Cena to me because I love Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is Dolph Ziggler, and he's amazing. He's a great technician. He's this is okay on the mic. I think he's phenomenal on the mic. AJ Styles reference. He's because of that segment where Gene kind of owned him, sadly. But well, like I'm choosing Dolph Ziggler because he's basically the babyface in this match, and like you know, the heroes always win. Dean Ambrose is he's an amazing champion, and like either way, whoever wins this match, I'm happy because Dean Ambrose is an amazing champion. He's a workhorse, and he's amazing on the mic. He's amazing in the ring. He's amazing outside of the ring and inside the ring. Dolph is the same too. So either way, we have Nikki or Jon Moxley winning this match.
It goes either way. Who I'm gonna say, I don't want Dolph to win the big
Zack
one
Ryder
yet.
to win the match. Whatever.
I want to see this go one more pay-per-view at Backlash. I want Dean to pull out something fishy and let Dolph chase it. Because if we do want Dolph to win, I want him to chase it.
Some sort of variation to the Dirty Deeds, like a superplex into a Dirty Deed would be nice. Or like I like the roll-up pin into a Dirty Deeds, but like that just takes too long. I think it's going to be an amazing match because it's with amazing guys. So either way, whoever wins, I'm happy. But I just hope Dolph Ziggler wins because he's been underutilized. You know?
He has been underutilized.
He's the it factor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm cleaning off a whiteboard right now because I've been putting up randomly just people's names from the chat on the board. People have been talking to me because you've been doing such a great job. Like this is the kind of calls I love. Like I love to dive deep. I mean, I used to take calls and we used to try to get them through as fast as possible. But tonight is showing like this is like what I love to. I just like to dive in deep with people. I've always wanted a radio show. I wanted to dive in.
I know. I love people that actually know what they're talking about. Like I can talk about this to like my friends at school, and they're like, "Oh yeah. We're, like Randy Orton's champion now, right?" I'm like, "No, he's not. Fuck yourself." But,
right? They get
I'm probably getting so much shit in the chat right now for liking Zack Ryder.
People like him. I see. That's
yeah. He deserves like a title long term. Hopefully they'll like win the tag titles, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. But my prediction for that match, Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. But if Dean wins, I'll be happy. But yeah, it's Dolph Ziggler. I met him one time. I've met Jon Moxley in a little show in Boston one time. You know, it's basically like Batman versus Superman.
all right. Let's go on to Sasha versus Charlotte. Who's gonna win?
Oh shit! Finally, we have a Divas match that's not a pee break. So I'm gonna say Sasha Banks. Charlotte's held the title for way too long, and like, you know, she's amazing. Charlotte's one of those third generation superstars that do not suck because you see that very rarely. Like you saw Curtis Axel rise up and then fall down. You saw like even Bruno Sammartino's son. He wasn't as good as his father, but you know, Charlotte is basically this generation's diva of her father.
She is.
Beat the woman, you got to beat the woman.
Yeah, she's. I do think there's a little parts of her game like we kind of nitpicked with Rusev. There's some parts of her game she needs to work on to really elevate to the next level.
Yeah, like her facial expressions in the ring.
Yeah, like the selling of it for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. She's fine. You know, she can put on a good. She's like John Cena from like 2006. She can put on a show, but she just needs to work on a few things.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. And I think if she keeps doing this, people are going to keep saying she's getting carried in the matches like everybody that faces John Cena, apparently. So, Matt, I want to ask you really quick because Matt, you just sat there idle. I can't believe you're just saying, you're like, I got to go to bed. I got shit to do, Tubby. You keep talking over here.
I don't got to go to bed. What are you talking about?
Hey, I don't know. I don't know what you got going on, man. Maybe you got to go # beat up John Cena. Who knows? Sitting here, Matt, listening to this, is there anything that really sticks out or anything that comes SummerSlam that would shock you? Like, because we're going to be there live, right? So is there anything that's going to shock the shit out of you now that we've really broken down the card for the most part? We have 2 matches left to go, but is there anything in the stuff we've talked about that you think would make it even better for you? Like, as far as maybe somebody winning, but is there something that's going to make you pop? What's the biggest thing that's going to make you pop at SummerSlam? What's the one thing when the show closes you want to have happen so you go, God damn, I was there in person and that just happened?
Well, I think going in and what I've been thinking about the last week or so on that topic is I just want to see Finn Balor's demon entrance in person.
In person, yeah.
That's the biggest thing that's going to make me pop off the bat. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe a debut we're not thinking of or something. I really don't know what it would be that would
some people say
surprise
Goldberg,
me.
Some people might say Goldberg might show up and fuck with Brock Lesnar. Some people have they've said it. They've said it. Hey, I'm not saying that the people have said that. This is I'm not saying this personally. This is I'm trying to Donald Trump it right now, but it's a thing. If he shows up, what are your thoughts, man? What's the one thing that'll make you pop? What's the one thing at SummerSlam that if it happens, either a win or a debut, what's the one thing that's going to make you go, damn, that was a SummerSlam?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, what's it called? Shit. I'm the easiest person to make pop. Like I like being like, oh, that guy's definitely gonna win, and then the other guy wins, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
The one thing that will make me pop, however, if Dolph Ziggler wins the WWE title. Now, before I get shit on by all of the internet, let me explain. Dolph Ziggler is a 2-time world champion. Now, both of those title reigns ended due to concussion. Not both of them, but one of them ended due to concussion. And he had to drop the title immediately. It's basically like CM Punk. I said it. It's basically like CM Punk. Like, he held the title and then he had to forfeit it. Like, that's not right. Like, what the hell? Like, everyone who was excited, everyone who was on the Raw after WrestleMania, watching, living, knows that they were excited when Dolph Ziggler cashed in on Alberto Del Rio and won the title.
And that's still when he wasn't even a good guy. He had his heavy, he had AJ. It was kind of heelish at the time. And
I was going to say, you know what I'd pop for is, Big E's out of action, right? What if Big E and AJ come to Dolph's side? I'd pop for that.
I mean, AJ's.
I'm sorry if that happens right now, Nodis. What's the bet on AJ Lee coming back to WWE?
To peddle her book that's coming out. And...
What's the odds of this? If we're looking at the gambling or the odds for the casino out in Las Vegas, what are the odds that Big E? And because Big E just made that comment, he was just on and he was interviewed about hitting AJ in the face years ago. I don't know if you remember this. This was Big E's first debut match with Dolph Ziggler. This is when he was the heavy, and he's coming out and he's flailing his arms, and he smacks her in the chest.
My God, I died.
Yeah, he smacked her in the chest, and she just like takes it and like, yeah, like, and he's talking on the interview like, what a badass. Like, here I'm thinking, I broke her nose. She's busted open. I don't even think I could compete in the match. I'm running to the back, and here she is just taking it. What are the betting odds for AJ Lee coming back to promote her book and Big E in a red singlet doing the 5 count, just coming out with the chalk? Is it like 200 to 1? Do we want to put this up there high? Like, what's the ratio here? I'm gonna put down some money.
Well, let's see. Theoretically, the New Day could have already lost by then, right?
Yeah, theoretically.
So it could happen. I don't buy the AJ thing, but
I'm gonna give it a 200 to 1. And if that happens, Nodis, we'll do a gentleman's bet. You'll take 200 if that happens. There we go. All right, let's finish up the other matches before. Maybe we might be able to talk some other shit because I'm enjoying this, but we're going to wrap it up here pretty quick. But the other matches, 2 left to go, is Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton.
I really hope this isn't a squash match. I really hope Randy Orton is basically Randy Orton is like I'm not trying to piss people off, but Randy Orton is basically like John Cena. He's the first guy you think of, or the second when you think of WWE. You think of Randy Orton. You think of the RKO. You think of the oh my god.
Yeah.
And you think of the meme. And I really hope Randy Orton wins this match because I don't like Brock Lesnar. I don't like what he says or what he does or what he.
See, this is like my favorite fan, and this is what I don't know. I haven't shouted him out in a long time because he snubbed us. I have no beef against this man. I think he runs a great product. I love it. I'm not gonna say it by name, but let's just say you can shoot about it. Cody Rhodes was on the show. And
was he really?
Yeah, he was just on 2 days ago. They're like best friends. They hang out together in real life out in LA. And he asked him the question, and Cody hates when people talk about backstage stuff. If you come up to him and talk about the business, he's like, unless you're in the business, I don't want to fucking hear it. When I was in the ring with Shawn Michaels, he never used that shit, so I don't want to hear it from you. But he's talking about the fans. He's like, my favorite fan is the guy that cheers the villain or boos that is just out there to enjoy it. Like just the little kid that's cheering, and just that simple fan that just enjoys wrestling. That's not thinking about every little thing. And that's one of the things, like when we talk to somebody, when you're breaking down like how you view it, you're just a really big fan. So if you see something happen and you're like, oh yeah, and then it goes the opposite way, you pop even harder because you're not going in looking at it like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. Oh yeah, see that happen, and you think it sucks. You're genuinely in it for the entertainment and the wrestling, and the fact that you have so much passion for some of these guys is pretty amazing. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it. So I like the fact that you appreciate it. It's kind of like, let's just say that you're a New Japan Light fan, or a full-on, you're the guy that knows what's up and is just there for the entertainment, which I really love. And you brought up the thing with Randy Orton. Brock can just be distracted, right? If he loses, you can just rub it off to, well, look what just happened. The drug testing.
I just hate, like, I absolutely hate no selling. Like when he no sold that RKO,
like 30 seconds later, he's up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? And then you have Randy Orton on SmackDown just laying there while Brock Lesnar did the F5. I absolutely hate no selling because like you said, that little kid in the crowd, that believes like that this is real, like this is real life. This is not scripted. This is real life.
Yeah.
Or like what's it to them? like legit. Like if you see a guy get up after getting dropped on his head, like you're like that little kid is gonna start to wonder like, what the fuck am I watching here? Like that guy just got dropped on his head. Why is he getting right back up? That's one of the many things I don't like about Brock Lesnar. Another thing is that shoot wrestling. Yeah, he's a shooter. I understand if you're a stiff competitor like Chris Hero or Tommy End. I can understand that. But when you actually punch somebody in the nose or knock out their tooth like they did at WrestleMania 31 with Roman Reigns, is that really necessary? I get it, like, because that was a great event, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. That was a great event. Like, did he like he actually started hitting people for real, and then like,
is he hitting people for real? Is that just Brock? Like,
I don't know, because
is that where it comes in where he's so damn good, where he's so damn vicious? He's a UFC champion for real life, so it looks more vicious than it actually is. Like some people have said that he's a lot harder.
But like, what's it called? Like he just can't wrestle anymore. Like remember the Brock Lesnar from 2002, where like he was amazing at technical wrestling. Wasn't that good, but he was pretty good. He was up with Kurt Angle. He was that Iron Man match. He put on a show. what the hell is this now? All he does is the same move, different variations of the same move, a suplex. And, you know, at first it was like, oh, yeah, suplex deal. Let me buy this shirt. Let me wear it on a podcast. And, yeah, like, but now it's like, what?
He's an attraction. They're treating him too much like an attraction, which I think they do need to do. I think it is smart. But
it's smart, but like,
I would agree with like it. You're paying for the suplexes. You're paying to see him beat the crap out of somebody, and at a certain point, I will say this. I'm going to say the odds of an RKO starting off the show out of nowhere is about 2-1.
Yeah, because like legit, if he didn't let Dean Ambrose beat him, he's not going to let Randy Orton beat him. But I hope he does, because you know Randy can be WWE champion again. He can. He or
as a viable contender. Yeah, as a
WWE champion.
Yeah, he would be WWE champion. I think it would be a great way to have him beat Brock, and then by default, Brock didn't beat this guy, right? Dean Ambrose couldn't beat Brock Lesnar, but Dean Ambrose beat the guy that Brock Lesnar couldn't beat, and Randy Orton. And you have Randy elevate up, and then you have Dean beat him.
That basically says, like, all right, Dean basically wasn't that match, because that match had so much hype, but yet so such downfall.
It was when that last suplex went on the chairs and like that and everything that happened.
I got so mad, but like other than that, WrestleMania 32 is good. I liked it.
All right,
I liked it a lot.
I did too. So last match to ask you about that I'm pretty pumped for. Rusev versus Roman Reigns.
Oh, all right. Let's see. We have a super athlete, and we have a guy.
The guy. Not a good guy, not a bad guy. The guy.
The guy. So I might choose Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns has a look. He has the look. I mean, you cannot tell me that Roman Reigns doesn't have a world championship or a United States championship look. He doesn't wrestle like it. Roman Reigns cannot wrestle, in my opinion. But, you know, he has the look. He has a body language. He has basically, I respect Roman Reigns, but, like, I think he's going to win because, like, you cannot really punish a guy for taking Adderall. Or wait, what do you take, steroids?
Nobody has said anything, unlike, you know, Adam Rose, who came out and said ADHD medication that he's prescribed. Right now, people are saying it's wait, what were we talking about? Not like a workout supplement, something possibly tainted.
Yeah, you cannot punish someone for taking medicine for a disability.
No, for Adam Rose's, in Adam Rose's case, that was bullshit. Like, he's like, you've known about it. I have a doctor's note, and the way they treated Adam Rose, and then what happened with his wife, and it was kind of a downward spiral. And now things have, you know, kind of picked back up for him. The case was dropped. He's Aldo Rose. He's doing pretty good on the Indies. But at the time, this is a case of WWE where they don't test Brock because he's part-time, which I don't have a problem with. I don't think Brock should be tested. I think if you're a special attraction, you come in every once in a while. Okay, you know what? Do I really give a shit if Brock is juicing? Do I really give a shit? No, because I want to see the suplexes. If the suplexes make that, if the steroids make the suplex go harder, I don't know. And then, like I said, I'm not going to speculate on what Brock did. He got caught for the estrogen blockers, which is usually to wean you off.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of like care if he's juicing because I'm like, I really respect professional wrestling. I don't even watch football. I don't watch football because, like, if Raw's on, I'm like, all right, fuck that Raw. But I don't like him juicing because there's so many clean guys who could be champion right now. Like look at Neville. Look at Zack Ryder. Look at Tyler Breeze. Look at Johnny Curtis. I'm not going to call him Fandango. Look at everything like that. That's in front of you. Like, these guys are not juiced. They're not like, and per se, if he was
juicing to get past everybody on the card, that would make sense. Like, if you're a guy that went from a little guy to a big guy, but if you're a guy that's already a part-timer, I get exactly what you're saying. But if you're not going to be there all the time and you're not taking the spot away, I'm more concerned about the fact that the guys feel like they have to juice. I mean, you got guys now like Rich Swann down in NXT, Cedric Alexander. You got all these guys that it's proving that we don't need the big buff dudes that are so jacked. Care about your health more. And this is where...
Yeah, because this is not the 80s anymore. Like, look at what happened to Warrior. I feel so bad about it, but look at what happened to him.
Yeah, I was
Like,
so
his
glad
heart
I got it.
exploded.
I was so glad 2K invited us out to the 2K14 playtest, not the playtest, at SummerSlam, and they surprised us where we actually got to get an autograph, and he spoke. And this man gets up to speak, and I don't know if 2K was ready for this. He started swearing relentlessly, and he was like, I have to get it out there. They're not going to be happy with me. No more swearing for the rest of the show. Gave one hell of a speech. And that was the same night that I got to see Jim Ross get fired from the WWE because he couldn't control a drunk Ric Flair. And we got to go.
That's bullshit, though.
We got to No, we were there in person. This is what happened. Fuck, Ric Flair. I was in the front row of that event. I was front and center in the most uncomfortable chair of my life. I was also super fucking fat back then, way fatter than I am now. And
it's okay.
I'm
Good for you, man.
Yeah,
Good
no, I
job.
appreciate that. Sitting front row to that, and he could not control him whatsoever, and that's ultimately what led to his downfall. But Ric Flair then that night gets even more drunk. The wheeling, dealing, limousine riding. I go to bed at 2 a.m. Ric Flair's at the bar. I woke up at 6 to come down to get a Starbucks. Ric fucking Flair was still drinking at 6 a.m. at the bar, and people were going up to him. Ric Flair is the embodiment of that lifestyle. He is.
I know, but can you really blame him? Like, his son just died, and he had to do this event, and I mean, it's the thing, if your son died, and you had to do this event, wouldn't you be kind of upset and want to drink your sorrows away?
Yeah,
I mean, because alcohol is the best therapy. So
yeah, well, if we're going medicinal value, I'd say no. But I mean, for taking out the pain, yeah, I'd give the call to that one, especially when it's so accessible because it's legal everywhere for 21.
But that was kind of very incompetent of him to do, because I know it's a personal business of his. And this was something that people were excited for, and another guy got a consequence for it.
It did suck with Jim Ross because I'll be honest, they did such a good job, and that was still this one. It was probably the greatest night of my life. That event live was so and afterwards, right? So this is how big of nerds we were at the time. I had just turned 20. How old was I? No, I was probably 22 or 23 at the time. Pulse was not 21 at the time. CM Pulse. So he couldn't drink, so he's just sitting there wasting away, or not him. I don't know if it was him, but Raw of Showtime, who big community leader, been around for a long time. Raw of Showtime on Twitter. Just randomly, we get done with this event, and then we were allowed to interview everybody. They had a red carpet, you get interviews. Machinima Sports was there, Constant was there. They interviewed and asked Paul Heyman, and they said Meshuggah. Oh my God, that was awesome. And here's all the outlets getting interviews, and here's the nerds. It's My Yard, Tubby Emo, CM Pulse, Raw of Showtime sitting at the TV playing while nobody else is playing the video game. Nobody's sitting there playing 2K14. They had the showcase with the HBK ladder, the orange one, and this is stuff we've never told. And all of a sudden, this is an open bar. I could have got as shit-faced as I wanted to, and Matt gets up to leave, and I say, okay, I'll come with you. And they had celebrities show up at this party after I left. Everybody got crazy, and I'm sitting there, God damn it. Because we went back to the hotel bar, and I bought an $8 beer after being at a goddamn open bar place with all the best food in the world.
Wait. $8 for a beer?
$8 for this beer. It must have been fucking hand brewed.
Toilet wine. What the hell?
It must have been hand brewed right from the well. I don't know, but
it better have been.
It better have been. But you know what? I have to be honest with you, man. This has probably been one of my favorite calls I've ever taken. You get it, and I definitely hope that you tune into more of these, because I think that going forward, this is the kind of shit I like. This is what I want to do. Every week I would like to do at least one or two of these in the way that we haven't even talked about backstage. We haven't talked about dirt sheet rumors. We haven't talked about shit like this. We have talked about the love of wrestling.
Rumors, to be honest with you, I just like professional wrestling being unpredictable. As in, I don't like oh, he's not getting the push he deserves. I'm like, well, maybe one day he will get the push. Maybe one day he's going to be WWE champion. I hate the Royal Rumble now, because you always know who's going to win. the Royal Rumble is supposed to be like Jey Uso could win, Zack Ryder could win, Jimmy Uso could win, Ric Flair could win. That's what it's supposed to. It's supposed to be unpredictable, and then you have guys like, well, I mean, when no one really expected Triple H to win the title. I didn't, unless like I was like under a rock that day.
That was
it was
awesome.
all over the dirt sheets.
I love that.
So I really hope they because there's really not that big of guys right now because now that it's not a super show anymore, there's not that one top guy. There could be two top guys.
Absolutely.
And which one of them is going to win? That's why I like the brand split because like it's two guys could win, but which one is it going to be?
That's a great thing to end on. I want to ask you this for all the people that are watching. Who is the one guy that the brand split is going to make into a star? Who's the one guy that this brand split is this is putting you on the spot. Who is the biggest guy that benefits from this brand split? And who's the biggest guy that benefits from this? That's where we're going to end. I want to put this on the spot with the biggest one. You have Raw, you have Styles, you have Seth Rollins, you have Ambrose. Who's the guy that benefits the most and becomes, by WrestleMania 33, who is the top guy in the WWE? Give me that name. Matt, can you, that same question applies to you, Matt, and that's where we're going to end this. Who is the guy that the brand split benefits the most and come WrestleMania 33 is going to be that top guy? Last year it was Roman Reigns. Does Roman get back up there, or does somebody else work their way up?
Oh my God. I want to say Zack Ryder so bad, but my dreams will get crushed on.
That's the one part where you don't go into the matches with expectations, but if you did, it would be a letdown. I will say he's zacked. He's zacked.
I bet my leg hair on Zack Ryder winning the U.S. title. I have bald legs now because of that. How do you think I feel? I'm fine, though. Don't worry about it. The one top guy that they're going to make into a star. Let's see. All right. So basically, it's almost a guy that you don't expect. Like, who's really under right now? You got the guys who are really under, like swept under the carpet. They could pull up a guy on NXT. You never know.
Or maybe a guy that's in a tag team right now with Chris Jericho?
Yeah, exactly.
Kevin Owens?
I personally think that the next breakout star, two guys, Raw and SmackDown. Raw being AJ Styles.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Wait. Oh, God. I'm not a wrestling fan anymore. SmackDown being AJ Styles. Raw being Kevin Owens. Those are my two predictions. You heard it here. Cameron Linehan said SmackDown's AJ Styles, Raw Kevin Owens.
That's a great prediction.
Kevin Owens, I didn't like him when he was Kevin Steen, but now he's finally found himself and morphed into, he lost a lot of weight. He's morphed himself into an actual believable character.
And that isn't just a bigger guy that can throw down wrestling moves. You're seeing a different side of him. I would say that 100%. Like, one of my favorite matches of all time, still to this day, because the spot is the craziest shit I've ever seen, is Global Wars 4, the ladder match, where he package pile drived. Okay, well, I'm just gonna say it. El Generico through the ladders.
I was watching that when I was when was this? 2000 what?
Ah, shit. Let's see.
I'm guessing it was 2000 and maybe 9, probably 2009.
Let me pull up Global Wars 4 really quick. Global Wars. It was just insane.
I'm a millennial because my age is the same as the year, so see how old I was.
El Generico versus Kevin Steen. Global War. Yeah. It was Global Wars 4, right? Or was it Ladder War?
Global Wars.
Is it Global War or was it Ladder War 4? Maybe I'm mixing this up. Oh no, it was Ladder War 4. I fucked that up. What a horrible person I am. It was Steen and Generico at Final Battle 2012.
All right, so I was 12 years old at the time, and I was fat too. So I was a 12-year-old fat kid who likes wrestling. I'm now trying to become a professional wrestler.
Awesome.
I'm in way better shape than I was when I was 12. But I was watching it, and I remember because I was one of those little kids that believed wrestling was real. that kid that used to like get shit on for liking for professional wrestling at his age, the one kid that never grew out of it. I remember watching that and like being like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? And then like it made me realize that, oh my god, this is professional wrestling. It's not like grappling anymore. It's this. It's spots. It's stuff that makes the crowd go, oh my goodness. So that was a really like eye-opening moment for me. That moment will always be held like in my heart, even though I didn't like Kevin Steen on the Indies.
Yeah, I agree with
that.
that.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
All right, Nodis, you're on the spot. He finalized it. Who's the guy come WrestleMania 33? That's the next house, and you can go one per show too. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I'd love nothing better than to beat Kevin Owens. I mean that'd be huge for me. But I think you gotta put Finn Balor in this mix too.
Can you put Zack Ryder in it just to make me feel better?
Hey, I love Zack Ryder.
No, the hype bros.
Yeah.
The hype
Woo,
bros.
woo,
Woo, bro. All right, well, Matt, while you're thinking, I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to say this right now. I am going to say by WrestleMania 33, going for the championship just because of charisma alone. The only guy I can wholeheartedly say that if he is not a top guy, if he is not competing for a title at WrestleMania, WWE doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. I think there's no way this man doesn't get called up within the next 2 months or 3 months at the very least.
Oh, I know where you're going.
It's on stream right now. You guys can see the whiteboard.
I'm so anxious to know.
Well, we know who it's going to be because this man came out after Samoa Joe had a match in the final go home or the second to go home. He comes out smiling, laughing, trying to poke Samoa Joe, trying to fuck with him in the most charismatic way in the world. This dude fucking oozes it. It's just like you brought up way earlier in the call, guys. If you're not watching, you're going to want to go back and listen to this call. We've been talking probably 45 minutes. They probably think you're a co-host at this point. If you have Kota Ibushi versus Nakamura, Jesus. Or if you have
oh my god, stop it. Oh,
Nakamura versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. They're gonna give us New Japan Pro Wrestling in WWE, and they're gonna fucking do it, and it's gonna be the best card ever.
And then on one of the cards, or on like one of the matches, you can be like Hideo versus Kota versus Hideo and Kota for the IC title.
See, I even forgot about Hideo because he just came back. Like, come on, dude. WWE is stacked right now. They're good to go.
No, they are gonna push Hideo. Like you can hear it right now from me on this thing. The newest co-host, because I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put that there.
You can tweet that. Tweet the unofficial co-host of It's Just Wrestling. I like that. That's a good term. Because I'll be honest with you,
co-host.
I'll tell you what. If we keep this up, because I like to talk to people that just love wrestling. If you keep bringing this fire, every show I have, I'll dedicate a 10-minute segment because we can't go 45 minutes every time. But I'll dedicate a 10-minute segment. That if you tweet me out, I'll follow you right now, so we know. We'll have a segment where we bring you on and talk. Because this is the shit I love. Like I love talking to people that love wrestling. I don't want to talk to people that call in and just ask me.
I'd love to talk about wrestling because, tweet me. All of you guys can too because I love to hear professional wrestling opinions. I'm a professional wrestling fan, just like all of my friends are. Just like I know three guys that one day are going to become probably like the greatest wrestlers.
Training to go to school. Let me ask you this before we start to wrap up here. Where are you training anywhere specific? Is there a school that you have envisioned that you want to go to? Are you in one? Is there somewhere that you would like to end up as a school?
I would love more than anything to be a professional wrestler because it's something I've always dreamed of. I'm one of those kids that never really grew out of it, But I'm currently training at the Belltime professional wrestling school. The original guy who ran ECW is there. They are amazing guys. I don't remember the trainer's name. He's probably gonna kill me.
Are you talking about Jason Rumble?
Wait, what?
You talking about Jason Rumble?
Is he like the guy that ran ECW?
No, he's the guy that started Belltime, Jason Rumble. Because I know the name. Once he said Belltime, it was opened by Jason Rumble in 2003. But basically, they teach. This is the only reason I know this is because the first time I heard Belltime was somebody related to Triple H because they basically teach what Killer Kowalski does. like his style,
Yeah,
that style of Triple H style wrestling, those kind of moves. Do you like it? Do you like the actual training? Have you you taken that, the big bump? Have you taken a big bump yet?
I've taken a superplex.
Nice. How did a superplex feel from the on the padding or just straight ring?
To be fair, it's honestly just how can I explain it? All right, so have you ever been on like an amateur wrestling mat?
Back in I used to amateur wrestle.
It's basically one of those type of things, like covered in like under it's all wood. It's in like a thick layer of padding.
But I mean, when you first took the superplex, did they have the kind of like the padding, like when they're doing motion cap, and they have the kind of an extra padding there, or like at CWC where at the Performance Center for the people that are just taking it, they have the big mats that are on top of the ring too. Did you take it straight on the ring, or did you take it on the mats?
Before, like it takes a lot. I mean, like I was gonna go there, and I thought like, oh, I'm gonna be like the shit here. Everything has a form to it. Kicking out has a form to it. Taking a bump has a form to it. Clotheslining has a form to it. Suplexing has a form to it. Everything has a perfect form. Now, I was scared shitless to take this, so I'm basically like shitting my pants. And when the harder you hit the mat, the less it hurts. And that's gonna sound crazy, but it's true.
Yeah. Impact. Yeah.
I'm a very try anything type of guy. I never knew how big the apron was until I saw that, and it's basically just a part of the ring. I mean, I love it. It kicks your ass. I really hope to impress. I just went to my first class, and not like first class, but like first like actual real class. I've had like one-on-one sessions.
Okay, I got you.
So I just honestly hope that it works for the best. But like it's such a mentality that you have to go through. I just don't like.
You're over in the Northeast, right? So like, what promotions over there would you like to? If you could debut for one of those promotions up in the Northeast, like I'm looking at Northeast, you have Evolve runs up there quite a bit. Like where would you want to debut up there? Where's the one promotion you want to be?
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah. I was thinking Northeastern territories. Like, so what territory would you want to be in, or what promotion up there?
I haven't even thought about that. I just thought of buying fucking knee pads. Let's see, maybe Chaotic Wrestling, because that's where Aaron Stevens, aka Damien Sandow, started.
Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all.
Chaotic Wrestling. When's your next 1 hour podcast? Because I got to keep up on this.
I don't know. I like these Sunday shows because you're heading into Raw and SmackDown, like where you're kind of talking about what's going in. I'm gonna
next
try to.
Sunday's gonna be tough.
Yeah, well, next Sunday because we're gonna be there. It'll be. We'll probably podcast from the hotel when we're done because I am bringing recording devices, so we'll probably have it there, but it won't be
between
a live
the two
show.
of us. We'll have a setup.
Yeah, we'll have a setup. It won't be a live show, but these are the ones. You've pretty much cemented this, and we're already getting comments because I think you said you weren't reading the chat. Just to say this, this dude is talking good stuff, says Christian. I'm listening to the rest, says Kyle. The Jake plays, Tubby, you and this guy need to start a podcast. Ma says, Tubby, this was fun. This guy knows what he's talking about. It came 30 minutes ago. This was really fun, and thanks for the shout-outs. So they seem to really enjoy It's Now Wrestling. It's just wrestling. Now Wrestling, guys. If you are living in Omaha, Nebraska, I'm going to give them a shout-out. August 20th, Tony Pete's guys wrestling promotion. Vince Russo, Bobby Lashley are going to be live at the show because Bobby Lashley is now commanding a ridiculous indie price, $6,000 a show.
Oh, God. After, I really hope I never run into Bobby Lashley after what I said here.
I like Bobby Lashley. I'll say that. I mean, as a 3-time champion, the fact that they've made him into a 3-time champion, and I think TNA now knows this because they are the ones that control his booking now. Because TNA controls all the booking for the indie guys. What better way to raise somebody's price than, dude? He's a fucking he holds 3 belts. Give us $10,000. What are you talking about?
But why would he hold 3 belts when the other guy he's gonna be in 3 matches for the belt? Like, why the hell would you do that? That's just going to make it boring.
Dude, if
Why
he
can't you
fights
have
if he
three-
fights 3 matches in one night and wins,
Yeah, no, like how the hell can you wrestle 3 matches in one night and put on like a different show? I mean, you have to I'd repeat spots.
yeah,
It's
it
hard.
would be hard. It'll be very interesting to see. I think the one thing they have going for them is the fact that they are taped, so they can space it out and do what they have. And I didn't read the spoilers for the TNA tapings other than in the women's division. And I will say this because I'm gonna spoil this. If you guys are watching on TNA, I've got to do this because let's just say what I've said for Eva Marie as the person that doesn't wrestle and laying down for somebody. TNA did that, and that's all I'm gonna say. And I thought it was a great way to go, me personally.
TNA did it first.
Yeah, the fact that the first Queen of Wrestling. Sorry, I just spoiled it. Going too over here.
That's okay. I'm not really gonna watch TNA the pay per view. Well,
Bound for Glory.
I might.
I will say this: they have done a great job in getting their top stars taken away to develop new talent. They've done a way better job of it than WWE has. Eli Drake, the dummy button, the dummy button. I mean, they're doing a lot of things really well in TNA right now. So if you are a fan of Damian Sandow, if you're the guy that always said Damian needs to be that guy, and you're not watching TNA because you hated
Damian Sandow is the next Bobby Roode of TNA.
He is gonna be fucking awesome. I'm just gonna end it there.
Damian Sandow can be TNA World Champion. I hate how they made Drew McIntyre lose to Lashley because I love Drew McIntyre. Drew Galloway. Drew Galloway is an amazing athlete.
But they've all got their spot.
Guy.
They've all got their spot though. They let AJ. They let Drew have his spot. They let EC3 have his spot. Bennett's getting the big push right now. Lashley's the champion. Mike Bennett. Oh man, there's so much you could talk about TNA. I'm going to save the TNA podcast for this. I think you leave it with Damian Sandow is going to be the next Bobby Roode of TNA, and that's how people.
I just hate the way they say his name on WWE.
No, it's
Bobby Roode. I'm like, I like the way they say it on TNA a little better. Like Bobby Roode.
Because you can't be. Jeremy Borash is the one that I wish they would hire Jeremy Borash just to do it, or Christy Hemme, or you know what I mean. Like they really kill it. I wouldn't be surprised if the Glorious Bomb gets so over and they bring in the TNA announcer just to get the Bobby. You know what I mean? Like I love it.
Yeah.
A Glorious Bomb. Like I said, if it wasn't for copyrighted music, I would play the Glorious Bomb to send it off. But I was gonna instead, if you get a chorus of the Hallelujah chants going on. But before we close this down. I've gave you enough time, Nodis. This is your last chance. You've picked kind of Kevin Owens. Who is the last guy? I said Shinsuke Nakamura. Going into WrestleMania 33.
Yeah, you
what's
stole
the
my thunder
closing?
there. Shinsuke was on my radar as well, but
what's the closing one? We've jumped around. We've gone to TNA. We've let the unofficial co-host of It's Just Wrestling one riled on this bitch, and now it's your turn. You're on the spot. I put him on the spot. Who's the guy at WrestleMania 33? It's gonna be it's just over.
Oh God!
Wait! The guy that's going to be buried?
No. You answered. You had said Kevin Owens and Styles. He hasn't answered yet because I jumped in with Nakamura, so he kind of agreed with Owens a little bit. I got to see who he says is going.
Well, no,
over.
I said Owens and I also said Finn Balor.
Oh, you said Finn. No,
yeah.
Because AJ. Wait, no.
Although they're both on Raw.
They're both on Raw. I want
to
to SmackDown. I want to say, so he still he wants you to say Zack Ryder on SmackDown. Who is the guy on SmackDown going into 33 that's big? Matt, come on, give it to me. I know you have fat tires. You just drank the fat tire. You polished this son bitch off.
It's been gone for a while.
Oh, you just been
getting the last little drops.
Hey,
on there.
show that cup. That was from last year. Where Stone Cold. Oh, wait, let me pull that up on screen really quick.
It was in our gift bags in our hotel rooms last year, along with
put it up.
Bags?
Personally
didn't
delivered
we also
by
have a,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, Stone Cold had the personalized thing.
He had beer.
There was an assortment of beers in that.
Yeah,
bag
he would
go with them.
He gave us a 1 or 2 beers at the thing. Personally delivered all the media people. Matt, put it up on screen again because you're on screen. Lift it up a little higher. There you go, right there. Personalized. And somebody said Stone Cold dropped up. He didn't. It was the staff, but it was pretty fucking sweet. It's a pretty sweet.
Yeah, there was still a signed card by Stone Cold.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put you guys on the spot before you Chris, before we close this up.
Go for it.
There's a lot of speculations of guys who are returning. Who's that one guy you want to see return? That one guy you want to see return. I'm gonna start off with Tubby, and then I'm gonna go with Matt. Is it?
Yeah. I'm going to let Matt go first because I want to close the show on this one because this is a good point to close the show on.
Matt, this is your moment.
Well, mine's pretty much impossible, but I'd love to see my son Pop, see CM Punk come back.
Okay.
Because he would pop. He would pop. And he, by the way, would give you a run as a John Cena fan. I mean, little, 8-year-old I got running around here. But.
I can't wait to. I'm gonna save this. I don't even want to hear your thoughts on CM Punk because I think this is a future thing. I will just say this. Why the fuck do people care that he's trying to just live his life, man? Let him live his fucking life. It's like the fans that bitch about wrestling. If you don't like wrestling, don't fucking watch wrestling. Let Punk be Punk.
I just stick to wrestling. I personally, I could say I could trash CM Punk, but I'm not going to because there's a lot of CM Punk fans. I get it. What it's like to like a wrestler that everyone hates. Zack Ryder. But I mean, I'm trying to think of something nice to say. I mean, he wants to do a sport. Let him do a sport. I mean, I'm just gonna watch wrestling, kick back, relax. If he beats someone big, he beats someone big. I can't do anything about it. I'm not gonna tweet at him because that would be stupid.
I would tweet at him, but I was blocked. It's 2 years ago. All I did was, this was when people were bashing AJ or Colt or something, and I came to their fucking defense, and he saw it and banned me, and I was like, what the shit? I still can't figure out why I got banned from him.
By a bunch of wrestlers. I was really blocked by a bunch of wrestlers. I was once blocked by Virgil. He unblocked me. Thank you.
Fuck money. I want to make me some fuck money. That's in the dying words of It's Just Wrestling. Fuck money is where you socially engineer. You had Virgil he lost all relevance, and then he had the Twitter brothers come to him with his gimmick, just like Iron Sheik did. They turned Iron Sheik's Twitter career around.
It's kind of my fault. I was young at the time, and I wanted to seem cool, so I just started making jokes at Virgil, like funny jokes. I wouldn't think, oh, your career was trash. I was just making funny little stupid corny jokes.
Yeah, no, I just mean how relevant he's got on Twitter now with the whole fuck money thing, just like the Sheik's thing. It's a social thing. It's a great way to get himself over and relevant, and I loved it. But to answer your question, because I want to close this up with a minute left to go, I want to end it at 11. I gotta say Kurt Angle. Because I want fucking Kurt Angle back in the WWE. I don't know if Vince McMahon will let him for the neck. Kurt can still go. He just faced Zack Sabre Jr. Kurt Angle needs the one final match because I want to hear that theme song. I said for the longest time Shane would come back and I would pop for Shane's music. The only theme song I'm still waiting for is You Suck. You Suck. I want to see a milk stash. I want him to come out. I want him to have some hair. I want to relive my glory days. I want to just go back to a time when It's Just Wrestling and Kurt Angle was the top guy in the company, and I just enjoyed it.
Kurt Angle was wrestling.
Kurt Angle was wrestling. A wrestler who became a professional wrestler for the entertainment.
My favorite wrestler of all time is Chris Benoit.
It's a technical wrestler. Yeah, it's a technical because I will say this: for 3 months I worked for the WWE on their YouTube channel, and I didn't. They would try to get me to resign, and I didn't. And then eventually it was just I don't want to even get into the story, but as far as the name goes, because this is going to be brought up on the podcast a lot. We're out of respect for what happened. I'm not going to bring him up quite a bit, but as a technical wrestler, fan-fucking-tastic. The stuff that happened is going to keep him out of the Hall of Fame. I hate to say it, unfortunately. You can never take away what he did in that wrestling ring.
Well, I heard recently that they reopened the case. I believe from a friend, but
yeah, we'll have to see where it goes. And like I said, this is you could pretty much dedicate something to it.
I would absolutely love to see those matches be shown again because Chris Jericho was Chris Jericho's matches can't be mentioned because they're with
it's true. It's
Lance Storm and Chris Benoit.
It sucks. It sucks. All right, why don't you go ahead? The people that do like you that are still listening, tell them where they can find you. How do they get a hold of you if they go, God damn, I enjoy this dude? Does he have a podcast? Where do they follow you on the internet? Do you have Twitter, Facebook, anything?
I don't have a podcast, sadly. Talk is Camberco, but no. You can find me on Facebook, Cameron Linehan, Linehan. You can go on my Twitter that I barely use, at I am the Volkner, or I am Volkner, Volkner. If you want to message me on Facebook, say in your opinion, I'd love to talk to you about wrestling. I'd love to be on this podcast again, and I'd love to hear people's opinions. I just love to hear it.
Absolutely. That's what it is. That's what this podcast embodies. If you're listening to this anywhere other than YouTube, on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever the hell you're listening to it, thank you so much for being a part of the debut episode of It's Just Wrestling. I appreciate you showing up, man. I'm going to let you go, and definitely make sure you call back in. The unofficial co-host of It's Just Wrestling.
Unofficial co-host. Unpaid co-host.
Unpaid. That's what. Yeah, you're not getting paid. Delete the salary. It's not happening. Thank you for joining, man. Until next time.
Anytime, buddy.
We'll see you later, man.
I hope you get to the weight that you want to go to.
Shit, you'll see this dude. I'm gonna be getting in a ring this Saturday. We're gonna tussle around. Grimm's Toy Show coming in New York.
Oh my God! Please have him on the show with me one day.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but Grimm and I are about to throw down at on Saturday. So.
Oh my God! I love watching Grimm's Toy Show. It's funny because he's not that good at wrestling. He's mediocre at wrestling.
But he caters to his audience. I just want to say that. He knows his audience. They love it. He doesn't have to go out there and put on the best. Like,
he does. I respect what he does. And Grimm's Toy Show is pretty cool. I like it a lot.
We're gonna put him on. All right, man.
He's probably a good guy, but I'm gonna let you guys go. Sorry for not letting Matt talk that much. I feel kind of bad about that.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me on the show. My name is Cameron Linehan. Thank you, Tubby Emu. Thank you, Matt. I hope you guys have a good night.
All right, thank you very much, man. Peace out. Thank you for
See
joining
you
for
guys.
over an hour. That'll end it.
Wow.
What a I think I've been on the search for this is not a this is a straight shoot. I said it. God damn it. I said I would not say the name of the show. Love him to death. I loved his interview with Cody Rhodes. You got to go check it out. Like I said, I have no beef. I love the dude. His show, I think he does a great job. But when it comes to professional wrestling, this is I was about to drop Colt Cabana's line, but this is just for the love of wrestling, because let's be honest, if you're not liking what you're watching, there's always something else out there. I want to thank Nodis Fan for joining me. My other co-host who I was going to have on tonight didn't show up. Matt, you've done a great job at filling in. Tell them where they can find you, and I'll plug your last thing I'm going to plug by myself, but you go ahead, plug where can they find you, how can they get a hold of you?
First and foremost, we're on YouTube at Sports Gaming Universe. It's right under Tubby's picture right there. Also at Nodis Fan on Twitter. And I guess there's also an official Facebook page that
it's pretty much your Twitter feed, right?
Basically,
it's basically Twitter feed.
With a few.
You got to follow at Nodis Fan for those awesome new video in the 5 different settings they give you in the thing. So
you mean my generic epoxy tweets?
Yeah, I'm going to close the show with this as we go out. I give Matt shit. I actually met Matt from YouTube. The very first time I drove to the cities, met this man at a Fuddruckers. He had a beard. He was doing 24-hour live streams. I showed up to the live stream. We ended up leaving the live stream, going to Hardee's, left a phone live in his living room, and pretended to stream from there. And I want to tell you this, as the wheelin', dealin', pick monkey using motherfucker, I today downloaded, because I was trying to make a graphic for WRESTLECRATE. I was on my phone. I sent you the Haytel. I used PicMonkey for the first time, and I'm going to put the gimmick over when it comes to simple stuff where you're just dropping and dragging text. It's better than Photoshop in this case. I love it. Not related to the show or anything, or related to anybody if you're watching, but PicMonkey. The one thing I've gave Matt shit for not using Photoshop for thumbnails. But
yeah, I'm the guy that won't take the time and energy to fully learn what I'm doing in Photoshop. So.
I've been doing YouTube for 5 years professionally now, making a full-time living at it, and I'm still learning how to edit. I'm still learning how to do stuff finally because I'm putting the effort. That's exactly what this podcast is. If you want to support me, I don't have one because I don't want people to do this for me until I've had a proven track record of success. This man has uploaded anywhere from 1 to 4 videos a day, solid for the last 3 years. He is hit. He is consistent. He knows what the hell he's doing. He would love your support. You can go support him on Patreon, patreon.com/sportsgaminguniverse. I'd really appreciate it if you guys are a part of it. He throws up some perks there. I'm going to help him revamp some of the stuff because I think this man deserves it. One of the hardest working people that you're ever going to see in the show business industry because he balances a family, he balances editing, and he puts his content and his audience first. And I'm glad to have you as one of my very good friends. So Nodis, thank you for joining me on this debut
thanks,
episode.
man.
I couldn't have had anybody.
Mutual.
I couldn't have had anybody better than Nodis fan ending it. So until next time, guys. My name is Tubby Emu. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna send it out with this song because I feel like it's the right thing to do. I'm going to play just like I'm going to play just a little bit of it. If I get a copyright strike, I get a copyright strike. I don't care. But until next time, it's your boy Tubby Emu. Thanks for joining. It's Just Wrestling, Matt. Until next time, we will see you guys later.